number 11, number 12, number 15, six, 9, 11. You can give yourself farting space so you can sit here. Number 18, 15. First seat, 15. Sorry. Number 12, number 15. 12, 15, 18, 19, 25. Where's number 12? Chief. No, Chief. Okay, so we're up to number 25. So at the extreme end is number 25, yes? 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 All right. Number 27. Number 28. 28. Number 29. Number 30. Number 35. It's fine. Come on, let's move. Okay, so we're up to what number? 35. All right, on the next row, can we have number 46? That's fine. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 at the end. On the new one, 52, 53, 54, 55, 57. On that. 52, 53, 54, 55, 57. Next row is 63, 64, 67, 68, 69, 71. I don't know how long this is. 63, 64, 65, 63, 64, 67, 63, 64, 67, 68, 69. Then you're at the extreme end. And then on the next row, it is 71, 72, 76, 77, and 104. Here. Guys, in the order that you're going to be pitching in, it is 71, 72, 76, 77, and 104. I don't understand what you're asking me right now.
Hello, 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 hello. Can you start? But I still believe it would still be in 2018. Okay. All I want to ask is, I've got registers at the back, but I would say maybe when you have finished, manufacturers to talk to Marcia. She's got a register for manufacturers. We want your information. And then Ayanda will have manufacturers. Marcia will have a list of unemployed youth, okay? So that at least we can be able to follow up. I want to talk briefly about the manufacturers list. Gauteng has a program where we are identifying locally produced products. The idea is to set up a warehouse so that if you want to buy a truly Gauteng local, you can go to this warehouse and you have everything about Gauteng, locally produced products, okay? That means also that then if you are on that program, you'll be able then to also access some of the services that will assist you as a manufacturer, because you cannot have your product and yet your back office is not fine. You know, they'll have obviously that would attract a lot of assistance in terms of setting up the plant. Maybe Sanzano yetsa backyard high, you know, so regata to say link you up with other some of the other partner organizations that can help you. Maybe you've got a product but you can't put it on a shelf because it's not SABS certified yet, you know, so that there's testing and all those things. So this is a program that is run by the economic Department of Gauteng Economic Development, obviously GEP being also with, because of our mandate, obviously, we need to work together, the department. So if please you can do that for me, I'll be so happy. Marcia for unemployed youth, Ayanda for manufacturers. So if I can have that list by lunch, I'll be so happy. Then I'll be able to go back to my office, because without that list, I'm not sure if they'll accept me back at the office. Yeah, please do that. Help me. Okay, thank you very much. Hi, Kanye.
All right, looks like we're in business. Everybody's sitting in their pitching order. Oh, this is going to. Okay. So, there's two gentlemen who are supposed to sit. Lucky, and I think you're fine. Okay, great stuff. Bit of housekeeping before we start. Is Mtogozi Sizwane and Odwan Dombela here? Mtogozi Sizwane and Odwan Dombela, are they here? No. Okay, great. So, you're going to come and you're going to stand here and look really awkward. And that's where you're pitching from, right? You'll find the microphone on the podium itself. Try and look at the audience, because it's really awkward if you're going to be reading the whole time. I'm going to call out the names. I'm not going to be using a microphone, so you've got a responsibility to listen out for your name. You'll pitch, and then when you're done, hand over to the judges, question and answer. When the time is up, whether you've answered the question or whatever, your time is up. You've only got 5 minutes. Actually, not only, you've got all of 5 minutes. It's a drastic change from the 1 minute you had yesterday. So the 5 minutes is 3 minutes for you to pitch and 2 minutes for a Q&A with the judges. If you get a lot of questions, it's not that deep. If you don't get a lot of questions, it's not that deep. It's just to get an understanding, the judges, for them to get more understanding. If there's no questions to ask, then there's simply no questions to ask. Okay, so we'll try and make this as painless as possible. And clappists are welcome. Just don't take up any of my time while you're clapping, because I know Nina clapping Stosis. How? All right. So let's get the show on the road. Judges, are we ready?
We are. Thank you.
Is everybody ready? Fantastic. Can we ask that number 45 come up? Sorry, just because. Can we test that microphone? Because it had feedback the last time. That's fine. Okay. Great stuff. Sir, you're welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mochila Inc, and I'm the founder and director of a company called Elite Security Group. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I'd like to paint 3 scenarios for you. Picture you coming back from a holiday with your family, and you walk into the house, there's been intruders. You are not you are not aware or have been alert of the intrusion into your house. You've put in security preventative measures, but none of those measures have ever assisted you in anything. Or worst case scenario, those intruders are still in your premises and endangering your family. Scenario number 2, you are an owner of a warehouse or a manufacturing plant in an industrial district that is usually targeted for robberies, burglary, and missing stock. And scenario number 3, let's say you're an events coordinator and you're running an event, throwing a party for your for a kiddies party or an 80-year-old grandmother's birthday party. You have no control over the access that is coming into your premises, so unauthorized access is things that we usually find in such scenarios. All of these scenarios that I've painted for you, ladies and gentlemen, are things that are happening on a day-to-day basis in South Africa. Safety and security in South Africa is a concern for us. It's a concern for the public and society. Ladies and gentlemen, Elite Security Group is here to prevent all the traumas that I've mentioned. This is trauma, emotional trauma of seeing your family going through such a period. This is financial trauma as a business owner, losing assets in your business, assets that could be equivalent to money. This is an experience of running an event and you have no control of authorization in your event. You have no control of who's coming in. You don't know who the people are and what they're capable of. Elite Security Group provides security services for residential, industrial, and events sector. Bringing an integrated technology system that allows our residential and industrial clients to monitor their premises or their businesses from the touch of their PC or cell phone while they're away on holiday, or they could be away on a business meeting. Elite Security Group also deploys a group of VPOs for your events. VPOs, we call them venue protection officers. These guys can protect your events. Was it 3 minutes? 3. Oh.
Okay, thank you. What is the competitive advantage if you would compare yourself with ADT and CHAP?
Well, the competitive advantage, so we provide guarding services with our service. With CHAP and ADT, that wouldn't be a direct threat for us because they do reaction. So I'll give you an example for a guarding service company like Bidvest, for instance, that do guarding service. Our competitive advantage with Bidvest, it would be we offer premier services with our clients, and we make sure that we are interacting with our clients on a daily basis. So basically our competitive output would be customer service. So we go the extra mile to give brilliant customer service to our clients.
Talk me through quickly, just a helicopter view of the SWOT analysis done on that business.
So the strengths of our businesses obviously would be, as I mentioned, our customer service and our reaction time on the events. From just the touch of your PC, an SMS comes through onto your cell phone to alert you about the issues that are going on onto your premises or your business. From our weaknesses would be capacity or finances. We struggle compared to your companies like your Fidelities as well as your Bitvest. From our opportunities, as a small business, companies that are big, like your Fidelities and your Bitvest, are suffering also from overwork. So we always have an opportunity to penetrate the market and bring in a more innovative service for our clients. As a threat,
Thank you.
sorry.
Greetings, my name is Ketouhle and I'm from Mochila Inc., a black-owned business run by 3 women and 2 men, living by the mission statement to see a path, to make a trail, and to leave your footprint. Our services provided here are deco services, events planning, coordinating, logistics, media specializations, web design, and other technological app solutions. What is the problem here, really? The problem here is that in townships, we lack an application that is a one-stop shop that caters for everyone's needs and wants. Township businesses suffer due to the lack of customer knowledge. And here in this app, you will get that. Single parents do not have a stress-free zone where their children to spend a night and a weekend while they take themselves on a rewarding situation. The app is called ClickTown app. Mission statement behind it is that we bridge the gap in the market of having a one-stop shop where township buyers meet sellers. Here, it is within a click where you will get all the information as to what you need in services on a silver platter. How you get this app is you simply download the app, select your directory and the type of service that you are wanting. And then all the information such as location, your prices, and where exactly you can find and what is delivered there, you will find it. So according to the money breakdowns and financials here is that from local businesses, how we're going to make money is the 3,500 Rand, which we will design and develop a website for them, 500 Rand per month to host and administrate the whole web, and then the website maintenance with bugs is 100 Rand per month. Domain and content update of photos, blogs, etc. is 200 Rand per month. And in total, all the charges are like 4,300 Rand. When you break that down, it's 800 Rand per month and 3,500 Rand once off with inclusive of installation fee. Money made from customers, you download the app for 99 Rand per month. No, 99 Rand once off, tracked online. What we need the 40,000 Rand for, basically here is for playing equipment and blankets for the night care center, which is part of the actual app and one of our services that we provide as Mochila Inc. Educational materials and 3 second-hand laptops for the functioning and the actual running. Here we have our in-house staff that have experience in developing the website, and myself who's a media specialist, and my business partner who is a technical specialist as well.
Hi.
Hi.
You started off saying you're an events company, then you spoke about an app, but then the funding is going to a night care center. So I'm a bit lost as to where your market sits.
Okay.
And who are you actually targeting with these services? Because now you've presented 3 different services to me.
Okay, we are an incorporated company and we have different departments and divisions. With that being said, that we specialize mainly on events and media. However, we've got the technical side of things, which produces apps and other technological solutions. So that's where it comes in. With the night care facilities, it's one of a product and service that we have in the app.
Who would buy your app and why would they buy the app?
Your township residents, such as middle class people who want, mainly single parents who want to go and have fun and get everything in one simple click. Yeah.
Ma'am, 3 things. One, is company registered? Is it operational? Where is it, home or office? And advice again, what is exactly your core business? Because you've given us 3. I mean, we cannot make a business plan for 3 different things. So you need us to be clear to say, this is my core business, this is what I want to do.
Providing services for the community is our core business. Whichever walk or stream it is, we provide services for townships. And with the other thing, registrations, yes, we are registered. And then with the other thing, what's the last one that you asked?
Operational?
Operational, we are based in the southwestern township, which is Soweto.
Home or office?
We can't. Thank you.
Would have been interesting to know. Product is maybe a commodity. Okay. Is this a bomb?
Just don't untie.
Just so we are clear, there's no money in here. There's no before we are accused of things.
Don't untie the nuts.
And
Thank
his
you.
number? Sorry.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gavin Majola. I'm from Securico Services. Again, I want to speak about my friend Joe. Joe bought his first car, which was a Volkswagen's car. Within the first week of him driving this beautiful car, having fun, showing off with friends, it so happened that his car got stolen. Now, Joe was excited, and at the same time, within a week, that excitement was taken away from him. Joe had tracker services, he had some security services in his car, but the car was still taken. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem that we're sitting with. Stat shows that 8 out of 10 cars are stolen with the computer box being replaced with a pre-programmed computer box. 14,000 or 1,400 cars are stolen every month. And this tragedy, unfortunately, is growing by 14% year on year, with Toyota and Volkswagen being the highest on the list. Now, we've had the conventional systems, which is the gear lock, we've had Gorilla system, and even the tracker with all the advanced features that they're having, but yet the car disappear. How is it happening? Because the thieves are so clever that they just disconnect the tracker. They locate it and they disconnect it. The same with the computer box, they just replace it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming with a solution called the safe box. What the safe box does is it stops any access to the computer box. It stops the guys from getting to your tracker. So if they start to steal the car, they cannot get that access anymore because there's a stop to it. Our target market is female. Why female? Because tax see them as an easy market. Again, like I said, then Toyota and Volkswagen is following. SWOT analysis, some of our strength is, with this is we are becoming the first in South Africa by having this product. And also the fact that the target that we can reach apart from the customers, which is your public, we are also targeting the tracker companies. Then the weaknesses that we're having would be the fact that we are a new company. The opportunity that we're having in there is the fact that people are continuously buying cars, so this opportunity is just growing. What is the threat? Just like any other company, major threats when businesses go down or the economy go down, then people normally tend not to purchase that much. So that's something that counts against us.
Thank you. Take me through your background in relation to this business.
Right. Myself, I am operations manager, which is in production, which is my very first year after school. I studied industrial electronics. Then after industrial electronics, I did business management. My partner that's working with me, he is an IT specialist. So the two of us together over a period of the last 2 years have been working with us in conjunction with another company that's helping us to develop the product, but the two of us are the core owners of the business.
Do you manufacture the product or you source it and supply?
Currently, we are sourcing it. We're working on the plan of manufacturing it locally.
And are you an accredited installer?
It's a startup business. We haven't started with our trade yet. We are in the starting process.
So now, if you were obviously to unplug a computer box, it is a given that it would lose all the memory that you'd need to reprogram that after you have fitted it in the box. How do you go about that?
No, it doesn't work like that. When the moment you unplug it, the harness, and you put it in the box, before you plug it back, you switch on the ignition, then it will show you the lights on the car. You've also got the OBD, which we can connect. If there's any problems, then we can program it for you. But you just unplug it. The very critical thing is before you start, you plug it back, you need to switch the ignition in so that you can see what's happening on the car.
You're approaching individuals to sell this and the tracking companies. Would it not be more beneficial for you to go direct to
Car
the Toyota
manufacturers.
and the car manufacturers and have
Absolutely.
it pre-installed? And I mean, that would increase the value of the car?
Absolutely, ma'am. We are targeting that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow judges. My name is Mpoma Shea. I'm the managing director of a media and entertainment company, an event solution and artist management company that's synonymous with creativity and innovation. Our vision as AGC is to incorporate technological trends followed by the millennial generation to get ahead of our competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, as AGC in partnership with an IT company called Assign System, we are currently working on an app. This app is called the Slick Pass. Slick Pass basically is a digital eco-friendly app created to simplify how local event enthusiasts enter at festivals, their favorite festivals. It's also a go-to event app for your local promoters, producers, and events companies. What we have come to realize is this, mainly in local townships, your locations and everything, most of our attendees, prospective attendees, they use your paper tickets. So sometimes they get lost. So what we have come up with is a plan, an app that's going to have two options, digital options. You use your thumbprint and also you use your scan. So you're going to download the app on your phone and then you're going to get a code whenever you register. So what we basically need to make this app possible, we need about 36,900 rand. We need 5 scanners. Each scanner is going to cost 4,500 rand. We are currently in talks with CUT, Central University of Technology. They have second-hand scanners which cost 4,500 rand. In total, it will be 22,500 rand. And we also need branding material, executive outdoor branding material. It's your 4 flag banners and 4 teardrops, gazebo, and then it's 4 A-frame banners. In total, it will cost 14,400 rand, and we got this quotation from the best one, which is Expand a Sign. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you. That's about it.
So the app, is it for the event organizer or for me, the individual that's attending the event? How are you getting my fingerprint to function? I got lost as to how my fingerprint is participating in that.
Okay, ma'am, this is what happens. In the locations, we're going to create 5 outlets. So the hip and happening outlets. And then in those outlets, we're going to have people who are going to be running the stations where there's going to be fingerprints. When you get there, there'll be a fingerprint scanner. You put your fingerprint in it, you enter your details. And the moment you enter your details, you'll be logged on into the app's database.
Okay, so that's not my actual ticket. That's just for me to to be on the app database.
Yes, ma'am. You're going to be on the app database, and automatically, all you have to do is to use your app. And then when you use your app, you go into get details, your scanner that you will use when you get to your event.
Okay, so the success of an app requires the number of downloads to happen, right? If you're only going to be operating with 5 scanners in certain places of the township, and 100,000 people download the app from different parts of the country, how will you then manage that fingerprint scanning? How then does it become an effective tool?
The fingerprint scanner.
Yeah.
With those 5 fingerprint scanners, as for now, it's just to test how the app will work, and how usually with time will increase the number of fingerprint scanners that will need as the prospective attendees increase for each and every single promoter that they'll.
Okay, so just a bit of admin. When somebody's checking into an event, right? You want the check-in to happen as quickly as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're now going to slow it down with me doing fingerprint scans and then registering onto the database or whatever, it means that checking into an event now takes me 10 minutes versus 2 minutes to just show you my ticket, you scan it, and I walk through.
No, ma'am. With that, it happens prior to you going to the event. When you get to the event, you just place your hand, and then your details appear on the computer screen or monitor, and then you just go through the event.
So I buy my ticket online on the app.
Yes, ma'am.
I then have to go show up somewhere to go fingerprint myself, and then I go show up at the event.
No, at the outlet. At the outlet.
When I buy my ticket.
When you buy your ticket, you use your thumbprint.
Oh, instead of them giving me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that still means that I'm taking longer to buy my ticket. Because now I can buy it and they email it to me. When I get to the event, they just scan the barcode on my phone.
Usually with your paper tickets, they get lost and everything. So it somehow becomes a hassle for you to retrieve them. You're going to have to pay more money in order for you to get them. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I show you guys some samples? Yeah, sure. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mochila Rossi, and I'm the director at Black Keys Corporation. At Black Keys Corporation, what we do is we are an authorized independent agent that resells all the Rubio Monocoat product. Now, what the Rubio Monocoat is, it's an all-natural wood oil that colors, seals, and protects in one single layer. Now, if anyone has a little bit of knowledge on how traditional lacquers and varnishes work, is that it's a very hideous process on the number of coats that we need to do, number one. Number two is the time in between that we need to allow for the product to properly dry before we can then go on to the next coat. And in that space, we experience a lot of color inconsistencies, color variations, and we do find that it actually fades and increases the color tone over time. Now, what we then do is we do traditionally a lot with architects, designers, shop fitters, flooring contractors, and DIY enthusiasts. Anyone who has a love for timber, you want to seal it, preserve it, you want to color contrast it, or give it a new life. We can achieve all of those in a single layer application. And the greatest part of our product, it is that it is a completely zero VOC, essentially a volatile organic compound, which means there is nothing harmful for you in the product or for the environment. So in spaces where we are pushed, where we are working on a green tag, architect Bocheman and Partners has to do a building where we have a very green tag that we're looking for our products feature because we are completely green. We also then in Gauteng have a database of about 2,000 shop fitters that is currently growing every day as people are opening their businesses. We intend to grow that geographic footprint into areas like Limpopo, Free State, where they're still using your traditional oils and waxes. In our business, we need a total of about 500,000, which of 50,000 of it we're going to inject directly into the business. And then with the 40,000 Rand, what we intend to do is to use about 10,000 Rand of that money to seek specialized knowledge to further get funding for the business. And the rest of it then will be then invested into marketing in a form of a website. In currently our market share, we find that it's worth about 750 million, and Rubio Monocode currently has about 5% of that share, and it's growing every day because of the sort of channel in which we operate. The design space is a very critical part of South Africa because of that green tag. In Europe, it's already been past a few years, so in South Africa now we're actually catching up. With a combination of 1,180 colors. Thank you.
Any questions, colleagues?
Spror, I heard talking about database.
Yes, sir.
Currently, my assumption, reading between the lines, this business is operational. You've got client base. You now want to move to various provinces. Confirm that.
Yes, sir.
How much are you making plus minus a month?
Currently, because I'm between two spaces, I've been working within the Rubio Monocode enterprise itself, and Blackies Corporation has been a startup within that corporation. So currently we're doing anything between 40 and 50,000 Rand, but with focus, myself and my partner, then we tend to do about R1 million in revenue in our first year.
Thank you.
All right, as we're moving on, please remember that the judges are scoring you on the presentation, introduction of your company and team, what problem you're solving, so your business or idea. Is there a market for your business? Where is the market? What is the value or possible value of that market? What is your funding requirement? And how are you going to use the prize money? All right, that said, can we ask number 12 to come up?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I did a bit of a survey amongst you guys, and according to my stats, all of you have television and all of you have social media. With that, I present to you ADP Media, a media company. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you, ADP presents to you a mentorship program that uses the most demanding platform, social media and television, to bring you a mentorship program. The mentorship program will be using influential people in order to answer the questions that the audience always wanted to ask mentors. The program needs to be piloted, and that is where the GEP comes in. Our piloting is to bring partnership between us and the broadcasting channel. And so far we are targeting 3 broadcasting channels, which is Mzansi, SABC, and Vuzu, because they deal with such programs. With our assurity that the program will work, we know that the program may not need necessarily only 40,000 because it needs equipment and more than that. So we have secured 60,000 Rand worth of equipment, and we just need the 40,000 to pay our piloting crew. Piloting is when we do just a once-off presentation, a look-alike of what the show will look like. And with that piloting, then we will assure ourselves that we got a broadcaster. Why do we know that we will get a broadcaster? It's because according to the current stats, television is expanding. There are many channels that are being introduced, and they need a lot of programs. Our program, because it interacts with social media, it brings our audience, which are in social media, and which is over billions of people. That way people can interact with the TV, and we know that the audience is there. So that's the assurity we have brought to our broadcasters, and that's where they were able to buy in. And we also have confidence that we will have sponsorship from the government, because we will be presenting a mentorship program. So we will have programs such as DTI, CEDA, NYDA funding our program and being sponsors in the near future. We are presenting to our broadcasters a season 1, so they can study our program, which is on season 1, it will include 13 episodes, which is, if our broadcasters buy in, one episode will be at a worth of over 250,000. We are sure that commercial companies will be sponsoring us through paying for commercials during the show. With that, I'd like to thank you.
Why opt for traditional TV channels versus having an online channel, considering the social media engagement?
If we have only an online channel, it's gonna challenge us, because not everyone has access to online. We are trying to target even people who are in the rural areas. And on top of that, TV, traditional TV itself, with the channels that we have now and broadcasting networks that we have, they have online services that they offer. There is DSTV online, there's Showmax and all those things. So that way people can even watch the program even if when they're not home. So traditional TV already breaks down having an online channel.
Okay. You've spoken about 13 episodes,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. When you're in season, how much do you anticipate to make from the 13 episodes? Have you costed this business? And if so, at what profit margin?
Yes, I have. I know that one episode is going to cost us 250,000, which is that we're going to get from the broadcaster, because they will cover that as our partnership after we have brought them the piloting, which is, this is where we're going to get from the funding, is to create the piloting. So we know that in one episode through commercials, we are looking at a margin for just one season. We're looking at over millions of rands. I think it's going to be over 5 million rand that we're looking at just one season.
Just a question of clarity. Are you going to commission this with the broadcaster? And if so, obviously all revenue generated goes to the broadcaster. But if you're buying time from the broadcaster, I just needed to know how much would you charge, or how much revenue would you get from that advertising? What is the method here? Are you commissioning it in with the broadcaster, or are you going solo and buying time for broadcast?
So far we can only commission it because we do not have the funds to buy from the broadcaster. That's why we are trying to build partnership with the broadcaster. Then maybe we can opt to then buy time with them, because we know that we'll be making money from the adverts. Thank you.
Number 15.
I see that we've all changed clothes since yesterday, so I guess we're still in business. Human needs: food, shelter, clothes, and more clothes. I'm Katlego Ramela from the Throne Store, and we sell clothes. We sell quality aesthetics at a neighbor's price. So we sell the same quality that you'd find at your Maboneng's at a Kasi price. I mean, we're so it. Maboneng, you pay for electricity, you pay for tiles, possibly even the accent that we've adopted right now. Tena, Semakasana, cheese cream and butter, place there, fresh fruits from France, you know, so it's a bit decent. What makes us the owners of the business is that we make everything ourselves. The only thing that we do is that we procure raw materials and we thrift jeans. So we have our own jeans that we produce, which are premium jeans, and we do that from scratch. The other target market is that we procure thrift stuff that we then give back life. So we distress, splash paint, add fabric, you know, African print and all of that. We do our photography ourselves. We've learned to buy cameras and have taught ourselves through the streets how to take pics, how to edit those pics through YouTube vids. So we've done everything ourselves. With all due respect, I'd like to say there's no company like us. We work with our local clinics to distribute free pamphlets, adverts, educate our youth about HIV and AIDS. We do activations every last Friday of the month. What we do is something similar to this, whereby we gather up the youth and we teach them how to print a t-shirt, how to start your own brand, how to be a photographer, how to be an artist, how to make a beat. And that is partnered with a few companies that I will not share because they are not paying us enough. We actually started off with charity, so we have a charity gig that's happening on the 31st of March, which is like the heart of us. We've adopted a disabled school named Nkanyezi, whereby we've been working with them for the past 5-6 years and helping them out with whatever that they need. Our target market is broken down into 2 segments, primary and secondary. Primary target market would be individuals between the ages of 16 and 34 that are big on Instagram, social networks, that are posting. Hello. If they're not posting, they're checking out posts. These guys are vibrant. You find them at markets, you find them at events. They like spending time with friends and family. And the secondary market is the people that are not fashionable, that we have to teach. This is style. This is how you look. You are from the rural areas, Utogaganje, Kavela Ilesi. That's what we are about.
Thank you, Mpotwa.
Thank you.
I'm a bit confused. This is a clothing company. And I hear you talking about you have partnered with clinics, AIDS, charities, and whatever. So I'm not sure. What are you saying to say clothes and these charity organizations? Please just clear that thing for us, please.
Well, so what usually happens is that brands claim to do social responsibility, and we show it. We work with our local clinics to inspire our youth, to promote positive lifestyle, to move them from drug and alcohol abuse. That is the onus of the business. Yes, we make money through selling clothes, but we give back to the community.
The flyers that you're distributing through the clinics, is that to market the clothing or the social causes?
No, that's social causes to help out the youth. We're taking care of our clients.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Is that it? Thank you.
Are leaders born or are they trained? Well, at Nonala Dose Productions, we leave absolutely nothing to chance, which is why we have made it our point and our onus to train as many and impact as many leaders as possible. My name is Nonala Dose, and I run a training and development organization that focuses on leadership and communications. And we focus on training the next generation of leaders and SMMEs. Now, the problem that we're trying to solve is that we see a lack in developing globally competitive leaders and confident communicators in our communities. And we actually aim to train leaders at schools, in government, and at corporate level. Our unique selling point is that we train students, teachers, and SMMEs. We use internationally acclaimed key leadership training and John Maxwell leadership training. And we have 10 years cumulative experience in media and 3 years in leadership training. And our customer segment and partners include student governing bodies. And our primary focus are township and rural schools and TVET colleges. We also train RCLs, SRCs, prefects, because the norm is that they are nominated on a popularity basis and based on the political affiliation. So imagine if they were trained in leadership. It would absolutely change the entire student culture and increase pass rates. We also have SMMEs as our partners, our customers, and these are owners and staff who need to find alignment in their businesses. Now, a leader of any organization has a leadership lid, right? And you're only as good as your leadership. Everyone who is in your organization is only as good as your leadership lid. So ask yourself a question as an entrepreneur here today. What is your scale of 1 to 10 leadership? Whatever it is, your people in your organization will only be as good as you are and below. Now, business incubators are also some of our clients, and these include, GEP pitching booster investment programs. They train everything, but they do miss out on the critical reason why businesses succeed or fail, which is the leadership. Now, why our training works? Well, according to Stanford University Business Review, 2/3 of CEOs don't actually receive any outside advice on their leadership skills, yet almost all of them would be receptive to suggestions from a coach. So everybody needs a coach. People in media are also one of our customers. We have our 4th annual media leadership workshops that are currently happening, and masterclasses. And the media moguls in South Africa and Africa and internationally gather, and leaders in communications, and they train leaders and young people in the media industry, primarily girls and women in media. Currently, we have a memorandum of understanding with the Department of Correctional Services in the Western Cape to train inmates and ex-offenders, and we're currently developing that content. The funding that we need is about 2 million rand.
So what would you use the 40K for?
I would use the 40K to upgrade to John Maxwell mentorship level, which costs 29,000 rand, and it will give me access to the leadership game for teens, which is what we use for the students when we're training students and SRCs and the teachers, and also the leadership game, which we use for SMME and business training, and all of that costs 39,000.
At the moment, what is your relationship with the John Maxwell Institute?
So currently, I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership trainer, and I am working in conjunction with them to develop curriculum specifically for schools and indigenous curriculum in South Africa. We're also trying to get this accredited with the CETA, so we're in the process of working on that curriculum so we can get it accredited. Currently, it's an internationally accredited curriculum.
What are the traits of your leadership program, and what mechanic do you use to measure?
So you mean the trades?
Yes.
Okay, so we use workshops, we use e-learning platforms, and we're currently developing apps and online e-learning platforms where we want every single young person in Africa to have access to leadership training. So we want to create it into a game format where people can, learn how to lead and navigate through certain circumstances. And what was the other question?
It was in relation to, I've asked about the traits.
Yeah.
And the mechanic that you use. Do you use a battery of sorts that tests certain capabilities? And if there's a gap, what mechanic do you use to bridge the gap?
Okay, so we don't do once-off training programs. We do a continuous training program where we assess the progress of each trainee as we go. So we have certain mechanics that we use, and these also have to do with my psychological background, where we use psychometrics to test.
Morning, everyone. My name is Mary Ann Boroko from Rossi Innovation Hub. I'm the managing director there with a major shareholding. We're a black-owned company. Our product is an innovative strategic solution provider for storing and recording of HIV medicine. This product analyzes, customizes, and implements auto solutions to increase operation efficiencies, reduce medication dispensing errors. It improves patient suppression and patient safety from taking expired medicines, and it delivers healthcare intelligence. This device enables direct visual clinical interaction for delivery of personalized information care and cancelling at the collection of the collection locations. Some of the solutions in this product offering provide economic alternative to scaling up medicine dispensing capacity in ethical, safe, and compliant manner. This device wirelessly transmits the collected data to the receiver, which is the health institutes, both government and the private sector. Why we need the funding is we need to, it's going to help us develop the device. What are we going to use the 40,000 for? We'll use the 40,000 for the admin and the digital designs to help us to be able to pitch to the relevant customers. Thank you.
Are you currently operational, or this is idea stage?
No further questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Nomgqibelo Mkhize from Senzushintsho Community Development Projects Cooperative that specializes in agriculture in vegetable farming. Senzushintsho was established in 2014 and started operational in 2017 after securing a working space. Our services, Senzushintsho provides hydroponic and organic training to learners from grade 7 to grade 9, the youth, the community, as well as women, and we assist them to establish their businesses. Our products, we produce spinach from the ground, and we specialize in spinach because there's a high demand in the market, and the spinach is a year-round product. We plant it from January to December. And our target market is Pick n Pay. As our community is surrounded by Pick n Pay retailer, that has given us the opportunity to supply them with spinach. So by us winning the 40,000, we'll be able to buy the 3 shed-netting tunnels that cost 9,000 each. So we'll buy 3 and the growth meter that we use to plant the spinach. Except Pick n Pay, Senzushintsho will supply spinach to funeral parlors, the events company, catering companies, and the community members, especially the senior citizens that can't come to the site. We'll go to them and supply and deliver the spinach to them. And we'll supply our spinach to the juice producers, those that produce juice with blend. We will supply them with spinach so that they can make spinach juice. Our value. Our spinach is washed and packaged. Our spinach is washed and packaged well for healthy purposes. Our revenue, will sell spinach in bulk to Pick n Pay, and we cost each spinach 5 rand each, and they take 450 bundles a week, which costs 2,250, and our profits is 1,350. We give them spinach at 5 rand. On that 5 rand, our profit is 3 rand. And in selling in unit sales, we sell each spinach at 10 rand, and we sell a minimum of 100 a week. And our organization seeks to grow into large-scale farming, but we require 1.2 million to grow so that we can be able to buy the 30 meter by 10 greenhouses, the container, pack shed, and the delivery vehicle. And for us to receive that 1.2 million, we'll be able to achieve our goal and venture into mixed farming production and livestock and fruit production. I thank you.
In your projections, you've spoken about various amounts, but do you have any commitment, be it in form of letters of intents, offtake agreements, with would-be your clients, and if so, what is the value of the contracts or offtake agreements, if not to say letters of intent?
We have a letter of intent and a contract from Pick n Pay. I have it with me. And then regarding the funeral parlors and the catering companies, we give them by order.
The value thereof?
The value of what? The funeral parlors.
The contracts.
Or the value of contracts.
And the letters of intent or any off-take agreements, if any.
We have a 3-year contract with them.
Without any specific value?
We do have values. They gave us a minimum, like how you package their spinach, how you package your spinach, how it's supposed to be delivered, and
Thank
where.
you.
Thank
Ma'am, quickly, 2 questions. You are selling a bunch 5 rand to Pick and Pay.
Yes.
But then we are selling a bunch to individual 10 rand. That's being unfair. 2, are you owning a company, a farm? If so, where?
We are not owning a company. We are planting from a schoolyard, which has a minimum of 1 hectare space. And we are selling 5 rand spinach because of it's a huge bulk, and we are selling 10 rand because it's a single unit price.
Thank you, ma'am.
Morning, everyone. My name is Sebenzile Khumalo, and I'm the co-founder and visionary for Inkanyezi Daycare and Preschool. So our core value, basically our core business, is to house and provide basic childhood education for kids aged 6 months to 6 years old. So this has obviously given birth to Exclusive Kids, which is a service extension to what we already offer to our existing customers. What we do there, we've got a salon exclusively for kids, a computer school exclusively for kids, and we also do party planning exclusively again for kids. Our target market is obviously kids from the ages of 6 all the way to 12 years, and of course their mothers, their fathers, their guardian, community at large, and also our secondary market is the corporate world. So just a few facts. Did you know that over 60% of South Africa's population is under the ages of 30, and of that 55% is under the ages of 16? And you know what makes it sad is that at least 2/3 of those individuals, that population, are not even exposed to that kind of formal facilities, and that's where we come in. We nurture them while they are young and provide them and expose them to knowledge as well as all of the skills, so that, you know, at the end they become economical participants in our country. And then just in closing, South Africa is projecting a 5.4% increase in 2030. This in fact diverts into over 1 million jobs for our South Africans. So what we're saying is that give us this opportunity to take you as a country 1 child at a time. Thank you.
Talk us through your background in relation to your school.
Okay, my background is that my grandmother as well as my mother both nerves, sorry. My background is that my grandmother has had a daycare center for over 30 years. My mother has had a daycare center for over 18 years. So I grew up in that background, so we understand this market. Hence we decided that let's go over, you know, organic growth and offer additional services to the same market, so we can start driving, you know, more growth outside just education, because we understand this market that it needs more than just A, B, C, D. They also need to be exposed in a lot of things.
Your competitive advantage in relation to other similar businesses in your geographic location?
Okay, our competitive advantage is that we are a one-stop shop for all these various shopping trips. So not only will you buy education from us, you'll also buy salon services, you'll buy computer skills from us, and so forth.
Okay, ma'am, I'm not sure. So in your company, there's a daycare center,
yes,
there's a salon, there's whatever in one.
Yes, in
okay,
one.
Thank you.
So our core business is the daycare center.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
So,
What will you use the money for? Which part of the business?
What we want to do currently, we hire out equipment. When we do parties and events, we hire out equipment. So I definitely want to, buy the popcorn machines, the slush machines. So not only will those be our own equipment, but we'll also hire them out to other suppliers.
We've released you, ma'am.
With the mandate to render uncompromised service, we commit to you quality service on time, all the time. Good morning, everybody. My name is Luyanda. I'm from a company called Tolagwande. We are a mechanical and electrical company. Now, what we've discovered in our line of industry is the fact that most corporates have a huge challenge in maintaining and servicing their equipment. And this is where we've positioned ourselves as industry players, that we are capable of servicing and maintaining after sales of procured equipment to corporates. We've targeted not just corporates, but commercialized and industrialized entities within the space of South Africa. Now, what initially our funding requirement is of 300,000 at the present moment, where 60% of that will be used for tooling and compliance. 10% of that will go into marketing and advertising. The rest of the 30% will be injected as cash flow for the day-to-day runnings. With the 40,000 Rand prize that we could win today, 30% of that will be used for vigorous marketing in 2018 as we look to expand. And the 70% will be injected into our current existing projects. Tolagwande is a Zulu translation that means to discover, learn, grow, and expand. And we do appeal to almost every industry that looks to Tolagwande. What we commit as service deliverables would be commitment, communication, customer care, time management, and value. And we trust that through an opportunity given, we'll be able to inspire confidence in our services that we offer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Other than the promises and service statements that you narrated just now, what are the tangible benefits that your would-be client would derive from this?
What would be tangible is what we offer is a maintenance service. So what we do, we currently in conjunction or in talks with manufacturers to be certified OEM suppliers. So what we bring into the table is maintaining your equipment at an affordable price.
Any gaps that you've identified in the market that maybe you could take advantage of?
Yes, we have. What we've realized is that currently major players take too long to respond, so our turnaround time is what we push for. We have kept stock of some of these equipments that we need to service and repair in our workshops. So if we get a call out at night, we have no reasons to say we don't have certain materials to assist you. So we constantly have backup materials to render our services through to you.
Okay, quickly, you said you want whatever the amount, marketing and whatever.
Yes.
So I'm giving help. You don't have to do whatever. GP can assist you with marketing, so
Okay.
that amount will come to you. My question would be, currently, do you guys have a contract in place, your city power likes, or do you have a CSD, you have contracts with other organization, government?
We are on the CSD database, but we do not have any contracts. Our services are on an ad hoc, and we've spent a lot of time subcontracting. Now we want to get ourselves in a space where we are now the main players in the industry.
Talk through us your capacity of your business in relation to the demand.
On a daily basis, there is somebody that requires maintenance or somebody that requires air conditioning. Our call-outs, we have call-outs almost on a daily basis. We prioritize. Now we've got 3 clusters of priorities. We've got a high, a medium, and a low-level priority. Depending on which priority you have, we've got skilled technicians that do come through and will be able to assist.
Okay, thank you.
Many social investment initiatives in South Africa have been ineffective and unsustainable, often not aligned with company strategy and local needs. I am Khotso Maja of Wall Street Consulting, a 100% black and youth-owned company operating in the Gauteng city region and neighboring areas. We provide CSI solutions that are research-based, and we use impact and sustainability as our key measurables. South African companies have invested over 9 billion on CSI in 2016 and 17, 62% of which went to financial services and retail. We have already done 4 projects for companies in the financial services, retail, and private education, including a community enterprise hub we just launched this Wednesday with Vusi Tembegwayo at PSN Institute of Higher Education. We are aware of major competitors like Trialog, who have been in existence for over 2 decades, but our advantage is our proximity to the local communities within which these companies do their business, the fact that we use local talent in all our project execution, and that we always align our solutions to their return on investment. In order to achieve our 450,000 revenue target for this year, we will need about 100,000 to cover working capital, operational, and positioning costs. Most of our revenue comes from our strategy program design as well as capacity building initiatives, activities. For example, we charge between 5,000 and 7.5 per capacity building session with a corporate. And with this 40,000 from GEP, we are looking to purchase IT equipment and marketing material. And of course, there's value in funding us because 1, there's a demand in the market created by the over-evolving corporate governance practices as well as the BBEE laws in South Africa. And 2, these companies run by 4 young professionals with the right skills and expertise in the field. For example, I have 10 years experience of leadership in community-based organizations. I'm a former non-executive director of the BMF. I've dealt with CSI partnerships at Microsoft when I was in their corporate affairs department. I was the citizenship champion at Absa Business Bank for the SME team in Benoni. I have managed over 200 companies in the small and medium businesses as a relationship executive at Absa Business Bank. And I'm a certified member of the Institute of Directors in Southern Africa. Of course, our finance lady also looks after billing and costing for one of the international law firms for all of Africa. Our performance management guy is also thank you.
Okay, my first question relates to the traction of your services that you render in relation to your business competences. Take me through that.
Okay. The traction as in the market response.
Yes. To your product offering.
Yes. So the responses, the feedback has been very positive. For example, we have Pearson Institute on our books.
What are the milestones? Any awards, any recognition, and monetary value?
We have been in existence for less than a year. Therefore, we don't have awards as yet, but we've been recognized by the 22 ounce loan. We were part of the finalists to go and present there. We have been identified by the team that manages SAB Entrepreneurship to be their CSI partner. In fact, we do have that arrangement with them.
How do you measure the impact? Because you're putting that out there as one of the key selling propositions for you, yeah. So how do you measure the impact? What is your criteria for that?
Okay, so we measure impact in terms of what are the skills that your beneficiaries as a corporate are getting out of any training and development initiative. If it's about unemployment, how many youth or how many targeted beneficiaries we are able to place after that program. So it depends on what is the primary objective depending on the company strategy and national priorities. And if we are able to meet a majority of that, then that's the impact. And sustainability is whether or not we leave the beneficiaries with a tangible skill, with a tangible something that they can use going forward after you have impacted that particular community.
So you're the middleman between the corporate then?
Yes. Very, thank you.
What a lucky escape.
Saved by the bell.
So we have number 30.
Number 30, thank you. We're ready, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to reintroduce myself and my business idea. My name is Vanessa Chilimanzi. I am of the blog, it's a fashion and beauty blog called Miss Nessa. My idea is that of personally styling recent graduates who are venturing into the working world. The problem that I have identified is that the graduates have a problem when it comes to changing and switching up their style of dressing from university everyday wear into the working world. So where I come in is that with the 50,000 potential clients that I've noted, and this number is taken from the fact that with the around 26 public universities we've got across South Africa, which take in about 3,000 new graduates each year. 60% of those drop out. However, by the end of their third year, about 35% have dropped out. So the number of people that actually make it out of these public universities is about 31,200. If we take the number from also private universities, that will bring my number to about 50,000, which is what I'm working on. So my business comes in with in a part where if someone from university dresses like this, what I would show them is how to wear this specific t-shirt maybe 2 or 3 times in a week, but switching it up so that you look work appropriate for the industry that you're going into. If need be, I also provide services to then do shopping. I plan on partnering with shops like Mr. Price or Legit, which are cost-effective shops, which will allow new graduates who are not paid much to also manage their wardrobes. Going forward, I actually see that there is actually room for growth in the industry because my competitors are mostly focused on the celebrity styling, and no one actually that I've come across is focusing on the new leaders who are just stepping out of university. And what sets me apart is the fact that I relate well with these people. I'm a social media fanatic. These guys spend all their time on social media. I advertise, generally now I've been advertising on my blog, which gives me the stats as well as feedback from Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And those are most of the channels that I use, and those are also my extra income revenues. I currently write on my blog where I advertise and market new upcoming businesses, so you guys should also hook up with me. And then I also write, I recently started writing for magazines, which also give me money on the side. If I'm to win the 40,000 Rand, I would use this to inject money into vigorous advertising, like I said, mostly on social media, because that's where these guys are. If I had to, I think I would also put some money into radio, because I know they are all on 5 FM, Metro FM, and things like that. Thank you.
No questions, ma'am. Thank you.
With that said, number 35.
Good afternoon, colleagues. My name is Nyane Rantlaku, a qualified scientist, food scientist rather, and a founder of a company called Ransa. Ransa is a food quality and management, safety and management company which coordinates and implements food technical consultation and food laboratory operation. Problems that we are currently facing is in different food characters, in different food sectors and food handlers is lack of access to food quality and safety management system, which put consumers, us, at health risk, and business owners and suppliers at high financial risks. Such issues would include a recent outbreak of a pathogenic bacteria, Listeria monocytogenes, which was found in the final product, and it was already found in the consumers, which claimed over 180 lives. Lack of information also is there regarding compliance of a food product and environment for our informal stalls. Lack of compliance in some of the SMMEs of the food manufacturers, informal food products with no quality test. Our chain of customers are hotels and restaurants, informal food stalls, new food product manufacturers, existing food manufacturers, catering facilities, and government because they have a data of food manufacturers under the SMMEs. In this regard, full startup operation of Ransa operation is 907,000 rand, lab equipment for 750,000, sales and marketing tools for 25,000, logistics 30,000 rand, consumables or test kits for 50,000 rand, monthly rental for 22,000, lab electricity water and for 7,000 rand, gas for 3,000 rand. However, with the 40,000 rand, we will be able to purchase the test kits whereby you're able to test for Listeria, you're able to test for E. coli, you're able to test for other salmonellus bacteria, whereby they'll give you an instant result. And then these are ranging from 3,000 to 6,000 based on whether the bacteria is just the bacteria that could affect your food product or if it's a pathogenic. Pathogenic meaning that it could kill you or it could make you very sick. Traveling to the clients from our offices so that we can do factory visits and the audits and then inspecting the area, inspecting the food products, taking it to the labs. Marketing tools as well for making sure that you guys know about Ransa. And food quality is critical to all of us, to our manufacturers, to our consumers, and mostly to our investors because it does affect our economy. Thank you.
Okay. You mentioned that you drive to your clients. Do you collect the samples and deliver them at the lab? And if so, why would they leverage off your service? Why can't they send it directly? And how long do you store your samples for a possible outbreak or outcome?
Okay. It would depend on the situation. Sometimes you do have to go to the client because you need to swap the actual environment, not only food products, something that is related to the food manufacturing. So sometimes you would be able to send us the food product based on whether it's packaged in the very correct manner. So we either go there, whether to inspect as well, to swap the area, swap whatever that is there, because we need to know what you are working with.
As it were, do you test or do you rely on laboratories?
Currently, because full operational is 900,000, we would be using the test kits, whereby you get your instant result. And the test kits, I just mentioned the money of how much it costs. And then other tests that are like high, we would take it to a subcontracted lab, but we do the sampling. We do choose what kind of test, because you need to know what kind of a test you need for a food product or for the operation.
And what is the uptake of your services? I guess you only get business when there is a problem rather than generic business.
No, quality testing is for each and every time when there is a production. Every time when you're producing your food product, you need to have a sample that is retained or retention for future testing. So you don't test before the problem. This problem for listeria was supposed to be stopped before it became a problem.
Another
Thank
minute
you.
to escape. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you have received sanctions. You've been sanctioned. Clappists. Calling all the clappists. Please. Please, no, please clap after the judges have asked their questions, because apparently you're stealing their time. Clappists at all sorts of time stealers. Stop it. Stop it.
Ndombi Mtembu, owner, co-owner and of Mochila restaurant. Success is not about how much money you make, it's about the difference you make in people's lives. Mochila currently employs 8 young, ambitious people full-time. That means we're responsible for 8 families. If each family has 3 members, that means we're responsible for 24 people on a day-to-day basis. Just a quick stats before I get into it. 1 in 22 South Africans is employed in the tourism sector. For every 100 rand the economy produces, 3 rand 21 cents is from the tourism sector. In fact, the tourism sector employs more than the mining sector in this country. You can proofread on statssa.co.za. And the food and beverages part of the tourism contribute 20% to the total impact. Who are we? We are Mochila, located in a beautiful location, Vilakazi Street, with Nobel Prize winners. We are actually top 10 in the most visited destinations in Southern Africa. We see roughly over 1,000 tourists day in, day out. Who is our target? Tour operators. When a European leaves Europe, they contact a tour operator to come. The tour operator draws the itinerary. We also target locals. So our prices, in as much as we want to reach the tour people, we also want to reach our local market. So we are event-based. We've got from Mhodo Mondays, Thursday live sessions, Fish and Nyama Sundays. The list is endless. We also hire the venue out to corporate South Africa for whether it's corporate events, whether it's a socialization gathering. What sets us apart from the competitors? Guys, we serve pap that went to tertiary, graduated cum laude, I'm telling you. Maki is fresh, Maki is young, and Maki is authentic and understand its market share in a street as beautiful as Vilakazi Street, Orlando West, Soweto. We make impact. We're creating a sustainable business model by understanding what our target market is and pursuing. Why are we here today? Maki has been self-funded, meaning every saving, I'm from a public relations background, left my job, every saving went into the business. I'm sitting here and all we want is a top of the range, point of sale systems and software that enables us to compete at a competitive advantage in the street. Also to include our branding and marketing activations. So brochures for every tour guide that comes in place, to give them a brochure to say, please, next time you've got a tour bus, please think of us. To activate our social media pages, to have a professional runners, to brand ourselves. Thank you.
So, why did you blackmail us about the 8 people that you're employing?
Because for me, as I said, you get in life only what you have the courage to ask for. It's not a blackmail. It's to say that the success of Mochila is not the success of Ndombi. The success of Mochila is the service providers, businesses sitting right here, from branding to food to whatever, who are able to provide us with a service, but also the direct employment. So it becomes a chain value of impact that we are creating as Mochila.
Ma'am, on my side, you know your subject matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you're not expecting a free meal. It was 46. We are now number
47.
sounds like lottery.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. By a show of hands, who has like old sneakers and old shoes they just don't wear anymore? I guess that's everyone in the room, right? No shoe is too old to throw away. I am Vincent Chweni. This is Tabon Ramoji and Tsepang. So what we're doing at Colorway Sneakers, we transform shoes from old to new, and then we paint custom designs on sneakers. So with our customers, what we do, they bring in their shoes, old and worn out shoes, and we make them look good. We give them a fresh look and a new look. That is done by using paint and expressing the art on the sneakers. Our target market is fairly everyone that has sneakers and shoes, universities, students that have the buying power, employed youth and self-employed youth. We also looking into tapping into the retail market because we also do pop-ups and in-store customization for retailers. So what we're looking to do now is to move into the bigger scale of the business where we can get the market share of the retailers, whereas we customize sneakers instance before they go to the point of sale. How we market our business throughout all social platforms. We use digital marketing. We do peer-to-peer marketing, whereas we visit people door to door, and we also get referrals through word of mouth. With Tsepang now doing the patterns, normally what we would do, a customer would come in and give us a sneaker and tell us what they want on the sneaker. But now, because there's a lot of people that are getting into the cleaning of sneakers as well, we're working on an app that will give us lesson time in terms of turnaround times, where a customer, when they come in, they go on the app, they upload the picture of the shoe and the colors that they want and the patterns that they want, and we paint that out for them. And then we also refurbish and recolor sneakers, whereas we give them a posture, whereas we work on the comfort of the shoe. If it's no longer comfortable anymore, we work on that as well. And we're also looking into starting our own range of cleaning and enhancing shoe color materials. Thank you, that's all.
Your business is quite easy to copy. And I mean, someone can just watch this and decide, well, I'm going to go move to Durban and start this business, right? How are you going to mitigate that and keep abreast with it as you grow?
As we grow, in a sense that because we will be having our own products that are branded with our own branding as Colorway Sneakers, to say, like when you go to Sports Scene looking for a sneaker cleaner, a sneaker wipe, it will be a Colorway printed sneaker wipe in terms of the branding. And in terms of the positioning as well, we're looking into acquiring licenses with like Nike, Adidas, and your Reebok. That costs a lot of money because per license is 200,000 a year. So we don't have that right now, but we're looking into it. So let's say, for instance, Nike wants to come into the country with an Air Force. They bring maybe, let's say, our agreement will say 3% of all their production, they bring it to us to customize. So we're also looking into industrialization of this customization thing.
Talk to me around your customer acquisition and retention strategy for the business.
Customer?
Acquisition, how do you get new customers and how do you retain them? Why would they come back?
Well, with our customers, like for instance, we do a lot of peer-to-peer marketing, Whereas we go to universities and then we set up a store to say, guys, you can bring your shoes for first wash for free. I normally wash the only one shoe. If you can see, this one shoe is very clean. It's a left shoe. I wash a left shoe, you go home, you wash your right shoe, we compare. So that will also give you the that thing to come back to say, no, but these guys are doing a brilliant job on the shoes.
Thank you.
And what's your turnaround time, Dad? What's your turnaround time if I bring my 10
Our
pairs?
turnaround time for washing, refurbishing, and recoloring of shoe is same-day service. Whereas we use a dry wash because we don't dip the sneakers and the shoes into water, so that because that also damages the sneakers and the shoes. But to customize, we take 3 days because we use bulk orders.
Are those your pictures over there? There were some pictures over there that look like this, that's why.
Yes.
Sure, Charo.
Yes, please do.
That's the whole thing. I'm so sorry we suspended you. Number 48. 48. This is 47. Right now. Come through, come through.
I know guys that do it in preference to the shoe. But they don't get things done like that.
Hi, my name is Lucky. I'm with the company Entertainment Neighborhood. Entertainment Neighborhood is a gaming center. In as much as I've explained about it yesterday, today I would like to just take the opportunity to share the experiences or the backgrounds to the company. So I have a couple of images to show with you guys. The first image, this is one PlayStation and one TV. These were my personal setup in my bedroom. I decided to take my personal setup and share it with my community. So I took it outside and I said, I'm gonna charge these kids 5 rand, 30 minutes to play video games. Where's the next picture? The next picture here would show you guys that these are the numbers of kids who came. This is the number of kids who came and played, and we had it set up outside. So the minute I saw that there's a demand in this business, I decided to say, okay, let me further invest in the business myself and with the income that I'm making. Go to the next page. I managed to convince my father to give me the dining room at home. So we had 3 TVs and 3 PlayStations at this stage. These were all latest consoles. At that time, it was PS3s. This was 2014. Next picture. The business then grew to a point that we had to. It grew to a point that we had to extend and create a room or an environment which is tailored specifically to gaming, instead of just taking the dining room, which was set up just as a normal building, you know. So we created a room. It's a very dark room with a very great experience. So these are just the guys working on the room when we were extending the back room at home. Next picture. So currently now, we have, this is what it looks like currently. We have 6 different consoles and 6 different PlayStations for the kids to play. So now, our current challenge is 6 cannot accommodate all the kids that we have, you know? As soon as it's after school, these kids come running to the game center just to ensure that they have a space to play, you know? They cannot afford these things. These things are expensive. One console is 7,000, and you still have to buy a TV, and you still have to buy a game. And by the time you start playing that game, another game is released, you know? So it's a very big challenge, and that is what the company addresses. So with the prize money, we are going to buy 2 more consoles and our 10 games to ensure that we can accommodate more kids. Thank you.
No clapping, not this time. If you were to formalize this business, how would you go about it?
So formalize it in what sense?
Well, it's informal as it were, because you're working from the backyard, and you talking logistics, kids coming there, there's issues of safety, pollution facilities, we talking business.
If I was to formalize it, I would put it somewhere in. I wouldn't. You see, the thing is with this business, I don't want it to be accommodating the formal people, or I want it still accommodating those who cannot afford. You know, I wanted accommodating these kids who can't afford to own a PlayStation or own. I wanted accommodating the kids from the township, the kids with the parents, the kids who only get 20 rands pocket money to go to school. So with formalizing, I've tried my best. I am complying with every single requirement set. My business has fire brigades in case of a fire. I have security set. I have everything set up standardly to seem as formal as possible.
Zoning?
Sorry?
Zoning.
Zoning.
Yeah. It's. Do you have business rights at home?
Business rights, yes.
Okay.
How much are you charging the kids now?
I'm charging them 15 rands an hour.
15 rands an hour?
Per person, yes.
It's gone up from 5 rand for 30 minutes
to 15 rands, yes.
Time off. Okay. Okay, I will just advise you, like my brother was asking, you need to formalize it. You cannot operate this business from home because you are limiting yourself. Maybe what you can do, go to the nearest school, go to the nearest church where you can have a partnership kind of a thing with the Mfundisi or the SGP, that maybe will be able to know. Because now you are really flying now. Because as it is, you are not gonna fly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi guys, as you all know, my name is Tabiso. I'm a director for Fashion Forceware Branding. I started the business in 2014 using my own capital to invest in it as I saw a great opportunity in my community. I will specialize in fashion, promotional products and branding. We offer branding services in our community and provide convenience for clients not to go out and outsource in towns or in Joburg CBDs, which costs money and unreliable delivery sometimes for them. So they complain and say, I went to Banban and then you only embroidered this wrong and that and that, and you see they've wasted time and expense as well. So we currently have a market in our local community from societies, Abu Mamabe Society, Stockfell. We also have funeral parlors, we have schools, we have small businesses like your local brands as well as individuals. We've been able to sustain our business by using limited resources that we have and orders from social media clients to keep us running. With the funds, we plan to invest on our on equipment, consumables like your cups, your what you call your cabs, your beanies, so we can stock and have more stock, as well as working capital, so we can generate more cash flow because we're still struggling a bit, and also venture into helping to create employment as well as skills for people with disabilities, since most of them are struggling a bit. So yeah. Yes, I'm done.
Oh, you done? Okay, great. Any barriers to entry into your industry?
I would say, okay, for now, I would say, okay, since I'm in, yes, there was, due to finding, firstly, okay, I'm talking specifically in my condition now, because of no one had that thing of, would you be able to do this whole business, like getting clients, would you know how to market the brand, would you be able to outsource and those kind of things. So yeah, barriers were there, but not that much, because once you start a business, it automatically gets into you, and you become stable and know what to do from there. So
My concern is it is an easy to replicate business.
Oh, okay.
So what is your unique value selling position?
Okay, we offer quality material. Like I said, clients that we have right now, it's clients that were complaining that I went to Joburg CBD and they printed that T-shirt. Those Nigerians or whoever that were printing, they just did a fast job, and then after 1 week, when you wash, the print is off. So we offer quality first of all, and then second of all, we also offer convenience in terms of delivery. So if maybe, let's say you in Soweto, and then you go onto our Facebook page and then you order, and then what we do is we get your address and then we make sure that we deliver, whether via courier or post office.
Bro, what I see here missing, there's no market, you haven't done market research, or you didn't tell us about your market research, as my colleague has just said, in terms of the replication. Because I see there are no SWOT analysis that you told us about. Of course, there are cheap stuff from China who are exactly going to do the very same thing. You need to be always on top of your game. So I haven't seen that. I haven't heard what is it that going to do to be always on top of the game. That's just my comment.
Okay. Any comments, ma'am? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kholose Kholokong. I'm from a company called Mount Valley, a privately owned township-based black business. The company offers security solution focused at retail industry. The current solution is called the Intelligent Production Security System, which is aimed at reducing shrinkage in stores and warehouses. The company has already filed for a patent for its unique technology. So what is shrinkage? Shrinkage is loss of inventory due to employee theft, shoplifting, administrative error, and vendor fraud. Now, what is the impact of shrinkage on food and beverages retailers? Globally, global retail markets have registered losses amounting to 117 billion in the year 2016, and locally they've registered losses close to 5.1 billion rands. The intelligent production system will at least help retailers reduce shrinkage by 35%, which will help the local retail industry save approximately 1.7 billion rands. So how does it work? The intelligent production security system uses a combination of hardware and software to track and monitor and ensure safety of inventory from warehouses to stores. The total African retail market size is 823.2 billion, and food and beverages retail market makes up 36% of the total market. Mount Valley's success is depending highly on the success of the food and beverages retail market in Africa. Now, Deloitte Consumer Review Africa, a 21st review, suggested that international retail interest in Africa also appears to be increasing, with early stage development representing significant potential as retail chains develop, gain economies of scale, and food safety and higher store standards become embedded in shop expectation. Now, the review, with more retail stores being developed across Africa, Mount Valley's growth potential is immense. One of the company's objectives is to offer a security solutions to more than 100 warehouses and more than 5,000 retail stores across Africa. Our mission, our strategy is to offer fast, reliable, secure, easy to use, and customizable IT solutions through a combination of infrastructure and software, which will solve two pillars of shrinkage, which is employee theft and shoplifting, enabling retail businesses to reduce stock theft through employee theft and shoplifting while increasing accountability and profitability. Our aim is to achieve that by consistently providing innovative solutions and staying ahead of the competition through consistent research and investment into new technology. Revenue streams, we have two forms of revenue stream, which is licensing fee and hardware maintenance. How will we spend that 40,000? We'll spend 35,000 on building a company's first prototype to get us kickstarted, and spend the additional 5,000 on branding the business. Thank you.
Okay. If you were to illustrate to us, if not to say, give us a crash course on how the system works, we'd be happy.
On this time frame. Okay, well, what usually happens is when inventory gets to a warehouse, it's not really regulated, right? It's only regulated when it's within the warehouse, and the stock that goes outside the store warehouse, it's also not regulated. So there's actually loss of inventory within the warehouse, and the system that are currently implemented look for administrative error and vendor fraud, which your Microsoft and SEP currently working on. But they do not account the stock that comes in and goes out. So that provides a massive gap for fraudulent activities caused by employees. And also shoplifting within retailers, they still use the CCTV, what can I say, old ways of doing things, and also applying security guards, which have proven to be inefficient. For 20 years, the retail industry have not yet found a solution to comprehensively deal with the solution.
So what do you do? Do you tag the chocolate, or what do you do?
Well, we have a unique technology in place that monitors everyone that moves out with the stock, what can I say, with a product out of the store. Whether that store has already passed this, the till and has already been confirmed, then when it passes through, it confirms the confirmation of the product.
So who's buying from you? Is it the guys, the manufacturer that then puts it in the warehouse, or
Right.
is it the retailer that's got it in the warehouse?
So you'll find that there's warehouses. Retailers have warehouses like your Pick and Pays, and they have franchise stores, right? So they will buy the product for their main warehouse and also for their franchise stores as well.
So there's still a gap where if the manufacturer is then supplying Pick and Pay, that stock could still go missing between the manufacturer and the retailer.
Well, the system is highly integrated. So when we track the whole process. Sorry.
Did you just sign? Yeah, right there. He has feelings about escapism. He has serious feelings about escapism. You can thank me later. How do you know we still have to go?
We still have 10.
52? How many more people still
About 10.
Now I'm catching feelings. Can I tell you, or 14? Okay, that's not so bad. You're halfway there. Ready?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gatlego Matate, based in Soweto, and I'm the founder of EcoFinesse. EcoFinesse, we manufacture hygiene care products and detergents, such as your dishwashing liquid and your pine gel. The issue that we actually identified was in townships. Townships were designed in a way that they don't allow us to have economic activity. Because you'll find that in the past, our elders would actually go to towns or factories to get jobs or try and actually make money or a living. How we plan on solving this issue is by actually having manufacturing plants in townships so that we can actually employ our youth and the unemployed. This will actually also help with boosting our township economy. The market is actually quite huge for us because as long as people cook and eat, they'll actually need dishwashing liquid, and as long as people have a place to stay or a workplace, they'll need a disinfectant.
All our products are actually under testing. So we've actually tested with TUT, and we're currently going through the process of testing with SABS. With the funds, we actually plan on buying bicycles and tuk-tuks. That will actually make delivery convenient for us. We also plan on actually buying a refurbished second-hand container where we can actually work from, because a workplace is actually an issue for us, because we currently work from a garage, but then with a container, we'll actually be able to sell our products to customers as well as manufacture from. Thank you.
Are your products biodegradable?
Not yet, because the only reason why we're not biodegradable, the whole process is quite expensive.
Yeah.
So we actually optimized on actually getting our products SABS certified first, which we're currently doing. We're in the process of getting them tested. And then from there, we'll actually raise capital to get them biodegradable and be a part of other organizations such as your animal-friendly initiatives.
And currently, are you selling just to individuals, or do you sell in bulk?
We sell to households and businesses, factories. Like, as long as people actually cook or eat or have dishes.
How much can you make? How much can you make in a day? So, say that dishwashing liquid. How many of those can you make in a day?
Our households, we move around 30 a day, and our 25 liters and 5 liters, we move around between 50 and 70.
But when you say move, that's how much you're selling,
In
right?
units,
So how
correct.
many can you produce in a
In a
day?
day.
Yeah.
In a
So if
day.
it, let's discount the orders thing. How many can you produce in a day? The maximum capacity.
1,000 liters of dishwashing liquid, even more actually, because the NYDA gave us a grant to buy machinery, so we got the machines. The only thing that's actually a problem for us now is location, because we have the machines, but then we actually, because we have a huge demand, we lack space, manufacturing space.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Unkemetse Matlaku, and I'm the right side of the brain. I'm here with my partner Richard, which we are Mabioko Concepts, and we are a solution-driven company. And our product is the Learner ID, which provides access to learner-related information such as your medical records, your performance history, and extramural activities. And through research, we've identified that there's a lack in the digital solution in the public schooling sector to centralize learner-related resources as compared to our private schooling counterparts. So what we did, we came up with a solution, and through the Learner ID, and the Learner ID through the mobile app and desktop actively provides active parenting. It gives maximum learner exposure and tools to improve schooling. We are currently in the development phase, and we need about $1 million to cover for card printing machinery, technology infrastructure, developer cost, and other operating costs. And what we would do with the 40,000, it will contribute towards our office equipment, such as printers, laptops, internet access, and other overheads. So our key partners includes the Department of Education, Social Welfare, Department of Health, Sports and Recreation, Science and Technology, Parents, Learners, Home Affairs, and the Labor Department. Our value proposition is that we provide a system that provides proactive parenting. Now, this helps to get parents involved in their learners' academics, and also parents are able to monitor their learners' weaknesses and strengths. And also, through maximum learner exposure, it means that learners that are outside Joburg are able to compete through the national learner ranking, because we base this on academic records. And also, what the platform aims to do is that it aims to profile sporting and other arts-related information, and also to identify our value streams. What we'll be generating revenue from is that we'll be selling the actual learner ID cards. We've identified about five high schools in Alex with an average of about 2,000 learners. So that's like 10,000. So this is in the Alex township alone. And also, we'll also be selling advertising space on the same platform. And because we centralize information, companies are able to pinpoint learners that are performing and sponsor them, and also advertise on the same platform. Thank you.
How big of a problem is it for people to track a learner, one? And then two, from a parenting point of view, they also struggle with, I went to school in 19 something, and then my kid is coming now with new education or new curriculum, but I'm struggling to now help them with their homework. Does it help at all with that, or is it just purely just tracking their academic records?
Okay, what it does is that it highlights problems to parents to say, your kid is lacking in maths. And then because we centralize resources that are learner related, we are able to align you to E-based solutions. And in terms of, what was the other question?
Does it only, so my question was, how big of a problem is it in terms of tracking?
I'll give an example. Like moving from Eastern Cape to Jozi, they want you to have a remove, they want you to have your clinic card and whatnot. So we provide a centralization where you can move from Jozi to Eastern Cape to otherwise, and through the card, this information is centralized in one point.
So it doesn't help with any form of tutoring at all?
We actually do not provide tutoring. But we align with partners that are into tutoring. So we are able to say, because you are lacking in maths and science, here's a program that will help you in maths and science.
Would it help to identify somebody with a learning disability? So if I'm a slow learner, it's going to affect my results at the end of the year anyway. I mean, that's not necessarily a tutor problem. It could be just, psychological, that I need extra assistance in that regard.
What happens is, because we are collecting data from a related platform, it will say to you, for this term, you need maybe 10 marks to pass. And with that regard, I think that answers your question.
Who owns the server, and what's the capacity of the server for the data collection and mining thereof?
Currently, we are in development stages. So we really have not developed to that extent as yet, but we are looking into partnering with relevant people.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clifford Mahlomoje, and I'm a founder of Varsity Fresh. Well, Varsity Fresh is at an idea stage, however, it is practical. Take the sneaker guys. I guess they have a page on Facebook, but then that doesn't really expose them to the world, to South Africa, or any other person out there. Now I want to create a website and an app whereby it will expose them so effectively that you log onto their page, and then your favorite song plays like Shine Good, zoom, 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 zoom. You know what I mean? It's very popular. Now that will make you remember their brand, you know what I mean? That will make you be attracted to it, unlike Facebook that has the same page for everyone. Now my target market is not only them, it's also people who are 18 to 35 and 35 to 60. Now our company aims to discover purpose, passion, and match what they really all about with their job, so that they stop saying, I hate my job, I don't know why I'm born, I don't know why I'm living. So we aiming to solve these problems, and it can actually impact a whole lot of people in South Africa, whereby they know why they are born and their passion, so that they can actually have a positive impact in the community and stop being depressed. Now, they will actually pay, like, for the the first 3 months is actually for free, so that you link with us, we network you, so that you can actually execute your dream with us. We take you on a journey, sort of. And then after that is 10 Rand, 50, and 100 Rand for our premium clients. In this way, our graduates will actually be able to lead, because once you graduate and you have that degree, however you just lost and you don't know where to actually start, you know, do you submit to an agency, a staffing agency with your CV and still wait for a reply? Well, we actually, you know, mentor you and actually assess you and see if that degree does match your passion. If it does, we actually network you with the right people who you actually gonna gain confidence in your abilities, thus making sure that you do execute your dream effectively. Now, in this form, our professionals will also be happy with their jobs, because if, like, let's just say you're an engineer, however you're actually passionate about being a chef, this is where we come in, we actually assess you, and then after that, we're gonna link you with a restaurant. At the restaurant, you get there, and then you actually tell these people what you're all about, and then if you can really make good meals, you know, GP will actually call you next time and say, come, you know, we've got entrepreneurs coming, come cook for these people. All right.
Okay, so if Jeb were to give us 100,000 to inject into your business, what should be the rationale behind that?
The rationale is that we actually gonna buy equipment and then get assessment people to actually ask them to help us design a software and an assessment criteria that will actually enable someone who's at home, they don't know really their passion, and then they fill in the form, and once they've done that, we assess them, and then we go on to the networking phase of it, and then once that software is done, that's actually our major component, and then we'll actually move on to office space and then physically meet these people. And
so you need funding to build a business case?
Yes, to build the app and the website, and, you know, put it into actually physical form whereby we can interact with our clients.
How are you going to build a network of partners that you'll be able to link it up to? So once you found out that I've studied the wrong degree and it's not aligned to my passion, now we've discovered my passion, how do you plug me in? Where's that network going to come from?
Okay, let's just say that you studied engineering, however you're passionate about soccer. We actually gonna approach soccer clubs like your Kaiser Chiefs and everyone else and see if we can fit you into their academy, or fit you when, you know, these players are practicing, or when they have programs whereby they invite guests. We actually take you there and we see if you can actually execute your dream and how good are you, because some people think they're good at something, however they're not, and we actually like wanna channel you into something.
Sanibonani. Igama lami uXolani and the company yami DJ Black Pepper Productions. And I won't go deeper in the name, but my business is, of course, like I said, is all a private taxi rank, ne? Privately owned taxi rank.
So a privately owned taxi rank, I'm sure abaning ben bamangele ukuthi a privately owned taxi rank. But ngifuna ukuni-informa today ukuthi in our ignorant space, ayikho taxi rank that is owned by association. Ama-taxi rank akhona elokishini, it's either imole onayo or government onayo. So why not own a private taxi rank? Ne? So this private taxi rank initiative is a courtesy to my clients who are taxi owners and taxi drivers. But my core business is actually a parking space that is secured for e-motor zabo, and then also offer e-car wash services. Ne? These are the projection figures of the business. I charge 30 rand per night for each taxi. And the clients, STS that I have currently, has committed themselves to give me 100 taxis. And they're gonna make sure that I get 100 taxis every night. So that 30 rand per night gives me 90 grand. And a car wash, I charge them 50 rand every, per taxi, ne? And it's gonna give me 150 grand. Combined is 240, and then I'm gonna hire 16 personnel, 8 car wash people, and then 8 security guards from the taxis and the locals. And then I'm also gonna hire, actually I'm in partnership with the rank managers and the rank PRs who told me to stay away from their business. They'll operate it. I just need to have an agreement with them in terms of how much am I gonna give them in the public space that in my private space that I'll be using. Okay, so the space that you're looking at there is my starting point. Ne? I don't have the list now, but I'm in contact with the people that are in charge of that space. And I assure you by the end of next week, I would have signed the lease agreement. Any questions?
Private taxi rank. Okay, we see the space. Now, what I want to know is this privately owned or is it government owned? 2, how much you're going to pay for this space to that particular person?
Okay, pendula the first question. My starting point is leasing the space and not owning the space. So the lease agreement that you agreed upon is a 3-year leasing agreement. So if you look at that space, it has Department of Education in it, but the Department of Education gave me a go-ahead to speak to the owners who are developers, and the developing company is Chiron. They paid for the space, and they're allowing me to use it for free.
What's making STS then use your services? Where are they parking the 100 taxis now? And what's making them leave wherever they're parking them to come to your private?
Okay. In actual fact, they were very happy with the approach, you know, and they told me their grievances. So the taxi owners, they want the taxi drivers to be on site by 4 a.m. And the taxi owners stay far from where these guys are renting their space. And some of these taxi drivers, they end up sleeping in their cars. So some of the taxis are parking Goma garage, some of the taxis are parking Goma malls, and some of the taxis are parking Goma open space, angeko secured. So they were happy to partner with me.
And what are your chances of expanding? So what's your plan to expand into other areas?
Okay. Currently, I've applied for a government space under the Department of Public Works. It's in Dobsonville. And they are busy with the paperwork. Nama processes were it's taking longer. So this area, Ipotiatland, is a private-owned land. And the councillor is involved in assisting me to actually get the space, you know. And currently in Glen, there are a number of spaces that are currently used as taxi starting points, you know. Some of those empty spaces, they've been occupied for a minimum of 4 years and a maximum of 6 years without any interference from the government. But now they don't do paperwork. Thank you very much.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lelo Ramitlwa, and I am the founder of a company called God Paper, recently nominated as an upside game changer. Judges, I trust you are well. This is a company that has a vision of diverting all waste from landfill sites and getting the community involved in waste management activities. We recover and recycle waste paper from schools and offices, which are mainly in Soweto and recently branched to other areas in Johannesburg area. And we sell it to paper manufacturing companies and buyback centers. We run awareness programs on recycling in partnership with Saibono, and occasionally just do them independently. I started the company 1 year ago after attending a waste management forum hosted by Pick It Up and Proudly SA, where they were discussing the opportunities within waste. And I spotted a gap, got home in Protea Glen, validated the idea, and found that up to 85% of the companies in my neighborhood do not recycle their waste paper. The government currently spends over 100 million rand on maintaining landfill sites. That's not counting illegal landfill sites. And we collect an average of about 2 to 3 tons of waste paper per month. Our offices are in Braamfontein at the Timologong Center. This is where we are broadening and having other branches in the business and making it more digital by nature, incorporating the fourth industrial revolution into our practices in waste management in South Africa. I would use the 40,000 to get a van. At the moment, I use my private car where I attach a trailer to carry more loads of waste paper. So I would sell my car, use it as shortfall. This would enable me to get closer to my goal of reaching 30 tons of waste paper collected per month, increasing my revenue, allowing me to at least employ 2 people on a full-time basis. So please do empower me so I can empower others. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tembile Mhlongo. I'm from MI Holdings, where we specialize in agriculture and agricultural activities. A lot of women in South Africa, rural South Africa and townships, are farmers, yet they are struggling with poverty. Where their downfall is, they do not have the marketing support that they need. And we as MI Holdings are saying, hey guys, we are here. We are going to help you guys as smallholder farmers. In fact, agriculture generally is something that is frowned upon, although it's playing such a huge part in our economy. So like I said, the biggest challenge with them is that they do not have the marketing support that they need. We also train these women and make sure that it is of the quality, that the produce is of the quality that is required by the big retailers and wholesalers. So that is what we are all about. We are linking them to the big retailers and wholesalers around the country. We also make sure that we support them and give them the resources that they need wherever they lack. So we support them with JoJo tanks should they need them, sprinklers, pesticides, etc., etc. At the moment, we are trying to build them up as businesswomen. We try to link them with customers around their community. So they are delivering their spinach, their cabbages around the community that needs them. So they are able to learn business as individuals, which is very, very important should we be able to land big gigs with the retailers, of which, by the way, I'm very confident that we are able to do. We're speaking to Woolies, we're speaking to Pick n Pay and City Lodge in Sandton, who are very, very keen to support this kind of a project and business. So we are very, very excited with the 40,000 rand. We are going to be buying Jojo tanks, more of those, because we're struggling with our environment, we're struggling with the rain, we're going to buy more sprinklers, and of course, like I said, we need to be traveling around the country to negotiate for these women. So we're going to spend some of the 20,000 rands with the fuel money that we're going to be using, resources for the officers, etc., etc. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, so if you were to scale this business up, where would you begin?
Like I said, more than anything, we want to get to the big retailers in South Africa, the wholesalers, like Abo Pick n Pay, the Woolies, and the hotels around the country and restaurants.
Any offtake agreements?
At the moment, Woolies is very, very keen. Their only concern is that, are these ladies going to be able to produce organic fruits and vegetables? Because that's what they're all about. And that's why it is very, very important that we keep on training these ladies, making sure that they're able to give the quality that is required by these big retailers.
Keen means what? Do you have a contract?
Keen means come back. Come back in a week and a half. We're going to speak further. That's what I call keen. I think they're very, very happy.
Ma'am, reading between the lines, you are agriculture chamber. 2, if so, these ladies or these guys in the agriculture, are they paying a fee per month or paying a fee per year?
They're actually getting their revenue through, at the moment, through selling to the communities around Gauteng. So they're actually making money for themselves.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning or good afternoon? Good afternoon. My name is Nombisa Lonkadimeng, known as Buyi the Chef. I'm a qualified and experienced chef. I'm a director at Cooks and Bakes, based in Tembisa. It was established in 2016. So we design custom-made cakes, your baby shower cakes, your wedding cakes, your 3D cakes, you name them. In my neighborhood, there is people who can bake cakes, but they don't have the skills or creativity that I have, and we intend on selling bread daily to the community and to the local stores. So what we'll do is we bring 2 ladies in board in our business to train them how to bake, so that I can have more people to make more products to serve. So we currently bake 15 cakes maximum per month, which each cake, standard cake, is 600. So we're targeting people who celebrate birthdays, who organize events and weddings. Our aspiration is to have a coffee shop in our location so that our bakery can supply the coffee shop with our bakery treats. So with the 40,000, we will get the baking equipment to speed up our process and supply more. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Good day, everybody. I'm Felicia Sabati from Devaltry. Okay, so Devaltry is a dry cleaning and laundromat service provider that was established in June 2017, based in Matlapeng Center, Devland. We were motivated by the realization of the lack of the service in our community, and this propelled the idea. As Devaltry, we stand out as we do our utmost best to cater for each and every customer's individual needs. What I mean by that is we are located at a central convenient location. We have flexible working hours, which are from Monday to Friday. It's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays, it's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this is also for the convenience of the working class. We also offer pickup and drop-off services, door-to-door pickup and drop-off services, sorry. And, okay, our target market is the community at large. Yes, is the community at large and mainly the working class. Who? Okay. Our first year estimated turnover is 3,260,464 rand. With the 40,000, we will grow our current operation as the business is fast growing and we need machinery to maintain the efficiency of our service delivery. In so saying, Devaltry is looking to open another establishment before the end of August, which will create job opportunities as well as continue to add convenience and, convenience for our potential customers. Thank you.
What is your biggest expense in that business?
Our biggest expense. Our biggest expense is the petrol for the pickup and I don't think we have marketed it properly on the pricing, but yes, that's our biggest expense.
And the maintenance of your machinery, who does that?
Okay, yes. The maintenance of our machinery comes from Lead as well, the place where we buy the machinery. Yes.
Do you have the laundry services in-house, or do you have to drop off you have to take them off to another center?
We do the dry cleaning, yes, it's in-house, we do everything, yes.
Ma'am, quick, just one. Are you leasing the whatever building, and how much are you paying? Is it sustainable?
Okay, yes, we are leasing our current location, and it is 20,000 per month, and it is sustainable, because yes, we can afford to pay.
Because you say so.
No.
Have a good day, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, hi guys, my name is Sabelo Shabangu and I'm a creative director at Spaza Creative Studio. Basically, nobody does what Spaza does the way Spaza does it. But before I get into that, I'd like to tell you guys about my friend, Colleen. So Colleen, about a year ago, came to me for a logo and some business cards for her new laundry business. I then tried to upsell. I offered to brand her business from scratch. But unfortunately, she turned my offer down. And in so doing, she automatically qualified herself for the 90% statistics of businesses that fall. What she didn't know is that just because she was a first-time entrepreneur, she only had 18% chance of success. Besides blatant failure, entrepreneurs are also struggling with communicating their business's value proposition, especially in a visual manner. See, it's stories like Colleen's that really touch me. That is why we at Spaza Creative Studio believe in your dreams as entrepreneurs. With strategy-infused designs and branding, we help entrepreneurs position themselves perfectly. Our target market are startups that are well over the third year and have a minimum of 15,000 Rand to invest in our branding-related services. And because they are at startup phase, they are probably not funded yet. So we are dedicated to helping them communicate their brand's value proposition so clearly that organizations like you, GEP, will give them money very fast. And not to mention, they'll get the buy-in from their markets and even other stakeholders. For us to be able to service this market, we need an estimate of 27,000 Rand worth of resources like computing and creative software licenses. With the 40K, Spaza will be refining its branding. Number two, developing our skills, that's in terms of design and business. And thirdly, we'll to continue delivering value and high quality service to our already acquired contracts with companies like Provoker Holdings and City Waldorf. And lastly, just because I'm a design geek, I would like to send every entrepreneur in this room through a free basic course in typography. Look what it did for Steve Jobs. What could it do for the rest of us?
Thank you. If I were to request that you design a strategy-infused design, how would it look like?
It depends what you're looking for. I mean, in a physical sense, are you looking for a logo? Are you looking for...
Well, in your presentation, you said you are doing strategy-infused designs.
Okay.
I just needed to unpack that
All right,
more.
let me unpack you that. My process is very simple, right? You come to me, you ask for a logo, and I say, the moment you say you want a logo, to me, you're not looking for something that's visual. There's a problem that you're trying to solve, right? By strategy, what I'm trying to say is that I'm more of a problem solver than just a designer.
Are you a strategist by any chance?
Self-acclaimed.
Thank you.
I just want to be practical. Your company, I'm assuming that you are doing the artwork in-house.
Yeah.
And now, what I'm not sure, the printing, is it in-house or outsourced?
It's outsourced.
Have a good day, sir.
Good night.
Oh, there's 35. I forgot.
71, 71, going.
It is my mistake, I apologize. Giving to you 69. I apologize. It happens. Human error. On the other side. Oh, you want to give
Hello. Pepper growth. Where have I seen this? Is this you? I've seen this somewhere.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Katiso Mahaki, and I stand on behalf of a company called Purple Growth. I'm very excited to be pitching to you all today, so thank you for the opportunity. Just to give a brief background on who I am, I'm a business developer for the company. This means I source out clients for them, and I'm also in charge of their client relationship management. In terms of Purple Growth, we were established in 2016. We offer customized and specialized training and consulting solutions to graduates, entrepreneurs, young professionals, and just the public at large. So in terms of our market, I don't know if you guys know this, but in 2016, 26% of our population was unemployed, and this went up to 31%. 7% of those people are graduates. We believe that the reason for this is because people lack the hard skills and expertise, and sometimes even the confidence to survive and thrive in the workplace. So this is where we come in. We have a total of 23 key collaborative partners who together have 40 years experience in IT, banking, business, health and fitness, various sectors. And they're the ones that facilitate our training interventions for us. So we offer courses in things like cost management, diversity management, leadership, health, presentation skills. The scope is quite large. Just to give a brief example, I've given the judges example of what we've done. In February this year, we hosted a training intervention for the Eastern Cape Disability Economic Empowerment Trust. What we did was we facilitated these businessmen and women in courses such as cost management, diversity management, personal branding, etc. This was, however, done pro bono. In terms of funding, we need funding to assist in our marketing efforts. So, and this will then be used to increase our revenue streams. So what we're planning on doing is purchasing software from a company called Touchbase Pro. What this company does is that they let us design and send automated emails to various databases. And the databases are obviously custom made for our target market. We also want to subscribe to various directories and other databases that empower Black businesses. Thank you.
How are you currently marketing the business right now? Because there's some of the tools that you're mentioning, there is free options.
We have explored the free options, and what we find is that a lot of the time we don't get a response back. So the reason why we're looking into Touchbase Pro is because of we believe that because they're charging, there's a lot more legitimacy. But what we've been doing now is a lot of social media marketing. So on Facebook, we've been very predominant on Facebook. And also we have a very close relationship with Wits Business School. So our colleagues, we go to Wits Business School and we pitch there, and whoever wants to come, comes, and yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Onkgopotse Modise. I represent my own company called Carlane. With over 18 years in the motor industry, I have identified that there are a number of small dealerships out there that are not affiliated with any groups. By groups, I mean the McCarthys, I mean the Unitrons. And these small used car dealerships are struggling to get exposure. So what I decided to do is have a website for them where they can advertise at an affordable rate. Affordable, I mean plus minus 68% less than what my competitors are currently charging. By competitors, I mean CarFind, Self-Forecast.co.za, and so forth. Having said that, Carlane also offers other industry-related services like insurance, comprehensive insurance, top-up cover, extended warranty, and all those other things as well. And I am not 100% sure of the numbers because I don't have the latest stats, but we do have over 2,000 used car dealerships in Gauteng alone, meaning about 30 to 35% of those will be my target market. What I would do with the money for us to get it, I would definitely get 2 people that I'm going to train and develop so that they also have the skills that I have. Then I can simply focus on getting more clients and increasing the company so that we can get more money and be sustainable. Thank you.
Tell us on how do you strike a balance as you compete with price to your competitors versus the actual operational cost in relation to the profit margin?
Oh, okay. If I understand you correctly.
You are competing with price.
Yes.
Right? The only difference between you and Auto Trader is price.
Definitely.
So you're going to charge 30% less. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, more or so, yes.
What would be your profit margin, and how do you strike a balance between the operational costs against the profit margin?
Okay. Can I give you a scenario? Will that be okay? Okay. What happens is the biggest cost is the website. And the other cost is just traveling to get the clients. But once that is done, I'm looking at operational costs every month. It's about 4,000 Rand in terms of the reaching the clients and talking to them, getting the data that I need and all those sort of things. And if I charge one client 2,000 Rand, currently CarFind is charging about 8. If I charge 2 and I've got about 10 clients, I already have 10,000. So that's how my profit margin can be. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly.
Well, I'm worried about the two guys. Are you not paying them?
I haven't started paying them yet. It's only after I've trained them and developed them. Then I'll pay them.
Can we assume that this company is not yet operational?
Not 100% operational. I'd say about 35% operational.
And you are still alone?
And I'm still alone, yes.
Okay.
So your market access, I mean, there's these websites or your current competitors have been around for quite a while. They've got a traction in terms of who they are marketing to. What is your database in terms of who you're going to market to at the moment? Like if you were to send emails to your current database, how many emails would be going out?
About 225 emails.
225 emails. Okay.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mbali Wagamakubu, and I'm the owner of Milomet. Basically, what my business does, I am a maternity wear designer. I basically design and make maternity wear. Reason being, there aren't any stylish and very affordable clothing when one gets pregnant. And while you're pregnant, we don't look good, we don't feel good. So what I do, I basically cater for everyone from petite to plus size. Because you go to a retail store and you get there and you ask them, do you have maternity wear? They don't. Like when you go to a mall, like I'm gonna make an example. When I went to Clearwater, there was only one shop which was selling maternity wear. It was only Mr. Price, and they couldn't cater according to my styling. The only shops, like when you go there, they will say go buy Penny C or Marion Hall. You find a lady who is very petite, but maybe gains 10 kg, but they still want to look good, they still want to look stylish, they still want to look current. So what I'm trying to do is I focus on the current trends. You can still wear your skinny jeans, but the waistline is more elastic. You can still, my brand actually, when you buy my clothing, you can still wear them even after maternity because it's more current. I've got one example of a garment that I have right now. It's more, you can wear it afternoon or in the, or when you go to your office wear or something. So this is basically the dress that I make. The pleats accommodate your belly when you get more bigger, and the fabric is very elasticated. Well, when I started, I used like very expensive fabric because the lace is quite expensive. So my customers, what I've noticed is that they were unable to afford the brand. So now currently I'm trying to use less fabric, like cheaper fabric for them so that it could be more retail affordable to everyone, even though to some of the customers who are not earning that much. When I get the money, it's gonna be used on buying more equipped machinery because it's difficult to use like a domestic machine if you wanna make denim pants, your skinny pants. So I'm gonna use it in buying your industrial machines, your overlockers, and some of the fabrics which are not that highly expensive. And the other thing is my target market is basically pregnant women, and the market I definitely know it is very huge.
So just a correction, even with Clearwater Mall as an example, right? The Woolies, the Edgars and stuff, they've got maternity wear.
I used to work at Woolies. I was retrenched 2005 and 15, and when I worked there, they did not have maternity wear.
Okay,
Customers used to come there and they used to ask us as sales rep, which other stores does, which other
Edgars also has a maternity section?
Edgars,
Yeah,
it doesn't
it has
have.
a maternity section.
I used to work there. It doesn't have.
So point is,
it doesn't have.
Okay, let's move on from it, right? What is then your competitive edge to those existing retailers that do have maternity wear?
While my competitive edge is that when you buy from me, even after maternity, I can take that garment and maybe like do alterations as well, because you can still wear it even if like you are done with the maternity, like the whole process of being pregnant.
Ma'am, is your store at Clearwater Mall?
No, it's not a Clearwater Mall, but the idea, I got it from there because I used to work there, and a lot of customers used to come. So you can't just tell customers that there isn't any store. And when you go to Mr. Price, there's only like a small section that sells those garments, and when you look at them, it's only garments that you can wear when you go to parks or just chilling at a home, and they're not that as comfortable as what I'd make.
How do you rate your products against Annabella maternity wear in Clearwater?
Okay, well, basically, my product, I could rate it from like 7 out of 10. Because then she's a well-known brand, and I'm a starter-up. So if I could go to her and approach her and show her my designs and my garments, definitely she would love them.
So you're not targeting... Okay. Have a good day, ma'am. Did you hear I said Annabella Clearwater? Good day, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alfred Musima. I am the CEO.
Somewhere there?
Oh.
There we go.
All right, sorry. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alfred Musima. I am the CEO and founder of Wasted Technologies. Now, in 2010, a friend of mine got into a taxi on his way to go home in a small town in Limpopo. The taxi took too long to fill up. He then got off the taxi and went to a hiking spot. When he got to a hiking spot, he found a vehicle and got into the vehicle. Along the journey, he got mugged and got dropped off on the side of the road. This motivated us to develop an idea, which is a mobile app currently operating in the Play Store. So this is hiking on a digital solution, on a digital platform. So this connects drivers with empty seats with passengers looking for lifts. So how the app actually works is that a driver can offer a seat and say, I'm going from Johannesburg to Bloemfontein, and this is how much I charge per seat. And then a passenger can in turn find the lift on the platform in the convenience of his own home, reducing the risk of security of being mugged, as you know that who you're traveling with, what car he's coming with, what time he's coming, and then you can inform a friend or a family that you are traveling with this person. So this app, at the current moment, we have 250 users on the app as it is. We have identified on Facebook a market of 100,000 people in Facebook groups looking for hitchhikes and lifts. So at the moment, the stats that tell us in the Facebook that there's a lot of people looking for lifts in the app. So we are trying to grow our market. This is where we need 70,000 to add value for marketing. So if we win 40,000 Rand, the 40,000 Rand will go to vigorous marketing and verification of IDs and car registrations to ensure that people that are actually driving and climbing the lifts are actually secure. Thank you.
So you say verification of the vehicle and of the individual. Yes. Does that include criminal record checks?
No. Well, we are actually looking towards because we are actually we want to communicate with an external API to actually find out who owns the vehicle that you've put there, and do they have a right to is the vehicle against their name, and we can actually expand on to checking for criminal records.
So if I'm a rapist and I have a car that I have legitimately registered and I register on your app, you wouldn't necessarily know that.
Not of yet.
Based on your research on Facebook,
Yes.
the people on Facebook, are they willing to pay, considering that you were going there anyway? And if so, is it the rate that the car owner is willing to pick you up for?
Yes. So based on the research, the people are willing to pay, and we have stats in our database that the average driver is actually charging 140 rand per seat, and that and is lifting 2 seats per person.
From where to where at 140 rands?
No, the 140 rand is a combined average of the long distance trip. So there's a lot more trips.
Legislative issues like public driving permit with passengers, or
Pardon?
legislative issues.
Yes.
You know, if you're carrying passengers, you need to have a public permit, like a PDP.
Yes. No,
Yes.
we are still investigating how to get around the legislative issues.
And would you say this is feasible and viable, and if so, why?
It is feasible and viable, as already people are already hitchhiking on Facebook. People are hitchhiking on the road, and this is endangering their lives.
Brother, quick one. I say you're putting me in danger. Remember, there's Uber, there's Taxify, there's Mexitex. Now, once these people can see me going into your car, which is not registered within this thing, don't you think that's going to be trouble for the passenger?
No, I won't say that they're going to see you, because you must remember that the app connects the driver and the passenger. So they can actually chat in the app to say, where are you going to pick me up?
My good sir, have a good day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Musandiwa from You Teach You Learn. You Teach You Learn is a mobile tutoring app with one difference. You Teach You Learn is a mobile tutoring app with one difference. There are no tutors and no teachers, just students at the same level sharing knowledge. The idea came from 2 observations. One is that students spend a lot of time on social media, and this negatively impacts their studies. And 2, research shows that you learn better when you explain a concept to someone else. We merged these 2 ideas to form a platform where students can be social while learning. A student simply films a video of themselves teaching a concept on their phone, uploads it to You Teach You Learn, which then allows their fellow pupils to learn from them. The key differentiator between You Teach You Learn and other tutoring platforms is this aspect of peer-to-peer learning. A grade 8 learner learns from a fellow grade 8 student, since we know that every student has both weaknesses and strengths. This cultivates an attitude of self-directed learning, collaboration with peers, and enhances their presentation skills from a very young age. Being a mobile app, it means that students from various backgrounds, economic and cultural, can interact. We conducted 2 workshops, and to test the concept, we received very useful feedback from both students and educators, which we've incorporated into the model. The app is free for students to use. In the future, we will have premium features which are accessible to educators. These will come at a cost to the school. If we find that that revenue is not sufficient, we'll then open up the platform to a few relevant advertisers that will be allowed to advertise on the platform in a manner that is not distracting to the learning process. We need 50,000 Rand to develop this app, or at least the first version of the app. So with the assistance of the GEP fund, I will then invest the remaining 10,000 Rand. Our short-term goal is to pilot the app at a few schools around Gauteng, particularly those schools that have already received tablets as well as data from the government. We will then seek additional funding which will improve the app with the goal of launching it nationally. Once we have sufficient technical staff, our long-term goal is to expand globally. Thank you.
Is there a way that you are monitoring the type of content that people put in there, right? Because there's also a possibility that somebody could teach something that is not related to their school just by video. So are the videos being monitored before they're being published on the app?
So that's one of the comments we received from the workshops. And the idea or the way to mitigate that was to have a few teachers, so that's the school side of things, to be able to rate videos. And if they get a negative rating, then we will then take the video down. So that was once. They would have to publish it first, and then we would have this rating system from educators who will then rate the level of knowledge being shared. But yes, that was one of the concerns raised.
So the information would be on the page first, depending how quick you see it. And you would still have to escalate it to the moderator to assess the information and give you feedback to take it down.
Yes, and we also think that peers themselves should be able to engage and rate the videos as well. So I don't think, I mean, I do understand what you're saying, but I think that in a room full of grade 8 learners, someone should be able to pick up that this is wrong. So we want that peer engagement to also assist.
Do you have a full-time person to monitor everything that is uploaded?
No, we do not have a full-time person. That is where the schools will come in. So we want to be able to collaborate with the schools and educators.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, sorry.
Just as a comment, I would rather you filter the content before it goes live, because as you can see now in schools, kids are having sex in the classrooms, they're smoking drugs, they're bringing weapons into schools and stuff like that. So if somebody starts saying, you know, here's a video on how to use a gun, you don't want to just be reactive to that, you'd rather be proactive to that. That would be more value for me.
Okay, thanks for the comment.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Sorry, 104. Crime is one of the growing industries. Sorry? Oh, okay. Crime is one of the growing industries that is directly proportional to poverty and threatens the safety and security of everyone who lives in this country, rich or poor. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Malachi. I'm the owner of Dinuko Automation Service and Repairs, a company based in a township that specializes in the installation of security systems, a market that is worth 40 billion rand in South Africa. The problem that we have found, it's Nyaupe boys break into homes and small business to feed their addiction, mob justice who react to whatever situation they found, police who do not report to crime scenes, and lack of professional black service suppliers in the township as well as the security sector. So the solution we came about is the installation of a cell phone controlled alarm system, which upon violation it's going to send a panic button to the CPF, the homeowner, the police van that is patrolling in the township, as well as the numbers of the owner's choice on whom he wants to respond. We also offer our services, CCTV, access control, electric fencing to private sectors, companies, homes, and government sectors. With the 40K, we're going to buy 30 units at a cost of 24,000 to run a pilot program generating a revenue of 45,000, installing at a cost of 1,500 per household. Monthly subscriptions is going to be 100 Rand per month, which we're going to push it for 18 months. For 30 homes, it's going to generate 54,000 Rand for us. And another money, we're going to use it to register for industry accreditation, get safety files, CIRA accreditation in order to open new markets for the big companies, branding and marketing material for roadshows and community meetings to promote our program. For more info, you can find us on Facebook and website, denukoautomation.co.za. And we've also done a market analysis on our township, which has about 1,000 homes, but we only targeted 500. So if we're going to multiply 500 homes plus the cost of 1,500 for the installation, that gives us an amount of 750,000 rent. And if we're looking into the monthly subscription for 100 rent, it's going to be 100 rent times 500 homes, multiply by 12 months, which gives us more than 600,000 rents, which we can do in a year. So we're making it rain, we're creating more employment for people, and just invest in us, and then I'm God sent. Thank you.
Which township is this?
It's Ivory Park, Tembisa.
But that's a good concept. I just want to find out from you, do you have a partnership with SAPF whereby this thing is gonna go through, and why CIRA? Because I mean, you are not in the whatever guiding system, you are only in the thing, so I'm not sure why CIRA.
Okay. If you have listened to my pitch, there's two sectors which we are specializing in. The township market, which is not served by anyone, CHAP, ADT, or Elite, the guys doing security companies. Yesterday, one of my colleagues, we had a meeting with the CPF whereby we discussed, and then they actually gave us a platform to come and pitch how the service is going to help the township, because the mob justice, it's happening in the township, and the characteristics of our townships, they use CPF to monitor the community. They also assign a police van to patrol in the event, maybe in the evening and such. So for CIRA accreditation, when we go to big companies, they need safety files, they need CIRA documentation to show that you understand the security industry, you understand the regulations before they can give you any project. So once we get that sorted, viva, we're going forward.
Have a very good day, sir.
Thank you.
The judges are going to give a bit of feedback, and then you can lunch. You can lunch.
Sanbonan. I said Sanbonani. Ninjan. All right. In general, great concepts pitched. I'm encouraged by the business ideas pitched here. Not typical generic business ideas that we hear day in, day out. My few concerns though, everyone is talking about job creation. Guys, you are not responsible for creating jobs. It is not your responsibility to create jobs. However, if your business creates social impact in the communities where it operates, it makes sense. We appreciate that, but don't make it your core business to create jobs. You're in business for a simple reason, to make money. And if you are pitching to investors and they're listening to you, you are not showing any return on investment in terms of the money that you request them to inject in your business, just know that your business case is flawed. And secondly, there's a lot of slang that is being used by the people that are pitching. Try and professionalize. Everybody's calling somebody guy and saying this and that, but it's okay when we're outside with guys and girls and dudes and all that, but when you're pitching, stick to a professional business etiquette and make sure that your business case at least validates itself. Generally, there are few elements that are lacking to those that did not make it. Some businesses are not commercially viable. You know, you will not get your return, and some of them, the ideas are far-fetched, and some of them, they lack the element of sustainability. And some of them, people did not depict a picture that that business can actually scale up. So you would give that person 40K, and you visit that person after 6 months, and they still need 40K to survive. So that business doesn't have it in it to self-sustain and grow, and such that you're no longer at the stage where you're just breaking even, but you're making profit. Most of the people have not done their cost analysis, nor did they do the market analysis. You need to know who your competitors are and what's their competitive advantage, and what is this unique feature that you are bringing as a business to validate your business, to make it different. And costing a business simply means that you need to have projections validated by sales. And if you don't have any, at least a letter of intent, somebody giving you a promise that if you produce so much spinach, we will definitely buy at this price. And then you need to then take other factors into account, be it inflation, be it cost of transport, and build it in that over a period of time. You cannot have fixed overheads. They vary from time to time. So you need to, at least, if you have a variation, give us a percentage to say maybe 3% or so. But I don't want to go into granular detail. I'm just giving you basic tips that make sure that your business is commercially viable. Make sure that it's got an element of sustainability, it can scale up, and if better, it have a greater element of innovation that makes you, that gives you the competitive edge. And yeah, that should be all from me. And if any of my colleagues want to give input, welcome.
I'm just going to go straight to it. I'm one person who's practical. Most of us here were theoretical. For example, your SWOT analysis, I'm passionate. What is passionate? I need you to tell me what is it that I need to do on this particular business. Because everybody in the business, I'm passionate. So you need to tell me to say, I'm experienced in this. I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. Again, what I've noticed here, you guys, yes, you've got your business plan on your head, but you didn't present them well to us. For example, they told you about your SWOT analysis. That's the most important thing in terms of the SWOT analysis. We need to know what are your strengths. I was impressed with a lady, I'm not sure, not a lady, I'm not sure, but somebody came up with the facts in terms of the numbers. Research was done. So research is very important, people. So I was sitting there, somebody said, 40,000, I'm gonna buy something for 300,000. Really? That's not possible. So I'll be playing with my money. The last one is, okay, yeah, business plan, SWOT analysis, research. So basically those are the main things that I'm Kalela. Please, next time, please make sure those things are there in your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, just as a last add-on, where's the guy that had the service, the lift service? Is he gone? Okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he started off telling a story about his friend who got a lift and then got mugged. And then he's telling us about the lift service on the app. But then the one thing that we are all very scared about is the fact that the friend got mugged. but then his his service that he's providing does not cater, doesn't speak to the security things of that, right? So if you're going to use a story to pitch your business idea or product or service, close up that loop. If it's going to be about fear and my security concerns, there must be a security feature on that. There's no point in then saying that, then it's just a lift service. And one of the judges does ask, so how's in comparison to Uber, what does that do? Because it hasn't changed it, right? And Uber does offer, it does verify all of its drivers before they put them onto that platform. That's the one thing. He's just also spoken, Dominic has just spoken now about your market research. If you're going to say that you're the first in the market, I must never be sitting there going, oh no, I've got 4 other products that do the same thing. It defeats the entire purpose. Don't say you're the first in the market if there is there's someone that we can compare you to or a substitute to your product or service. If you're bringing in something innovative and it is brand new, and I put that very loosely as in brand new, also understand that the guys that we're using currently, so for instance, if you're bringing out a new range of juice, I'm drinking Coke right now, you're going to have to convert me from drinking my Coke into your juice. Why would I shift? And this would count more, especially for the guys that doing there's some guy brought up dishwashing liquid. How am I going to stop using, how are you going to get me to stop using Sunlight to start using your product? Where is that value over and above the fact that you're manufacturing locally and I can just walk down the road? Because some of us are married to the brands that we're doing it, and we're married so deep that my grandmother was using it, my mother was using it, I'm using it, and you best believe if I'm having children, they're going to be using it too. Right? So look out for those kind of things as to when you're doing your research, how are you going to get people off what they're currently using into the product that you are using? But other than that, I'm quite impressed with with 24 hours to prep for this, I'm quite impressed with the guts that you've had to come and pitch. The guys that didn't make it to the first 30, keep pitching. Pitching, I was saying to Mtsidisi earlier, pitching allows you, it gives you the ability and the confidence to go to any networking session and speak about your product at any given time. Like a person can tap you on the back and be like, so what do you do? And you just almost instantly without even thinking about it, right? Confidence is such an attractive element when you're speaking business to the next person. If you are shy and you're not speaking with confidence, I'm gonna feel sorry for you and like, okay. And you don't want to be doing business just because I felt sorry for you. Let's do business because I take you seriously. And I'm not going to take you seriously if you sound so wishy-washy. But other than that, good luck for the next round of eliminations.
Thank you, judges. I'm going to release you for lunch. The judges are going to collate. Please be back here at 3 o'clock. Your lunch will be in the dining hall. So go straight to the dining hall. They'll be waiting for you there. From myself, it is goodbye. I wish you everything of the best. Me, I'm going to have lunch and then I'm gonna head out. Good luck, guys. And don't stop prepping and pitching. All right.